Oh my god, I left the mic on. Hello. Hello everyone. Okay, I'm gonna remove the cover. I don't have the face cam on today. Shocker, I know. But we're gonna game. We're gonna game. Okay, we're gamers. We're gamers after all. Uh I kinda don't know if I wanna put on headphones for Phil. But I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it. Uh. Well, tell you what. If there's an echo, if it's like really bad, if you guys like really bad, I do have a camera hooked up just in case I decide to use it. But I don't think I'm going to. But just in case, I do have it plugged in. Yeah, if the volume is fucked up, let me know. Let me know if you want me to do anything. Whoa. P5 Persona 5 Royal, maybe. I'm thinking of what game to play. I'm thinking Mario 64. Never. I was saying never played it. Never played it. Thinking Paper Mario. I never played. Persona 4 Royal on Switch 2. Wait. It's probably gonna be on Switch 2. Okay, it probably will be. They probably want to stagger it because they want to milk it. Okay, they want to milk Persona 4 as much as possible. So never say never. I think we're gonna play DK64. Ah, yes, Phil's favorite game. And it would be appropriate for what we're gonna do. Donkey Kong. But Persona 4 sucks anyway, and besides, it has Golden. First off, Persona 4 Golden probably is gonna have better music than Persona 4 Revival. Let's be real. We've all listened to Your Affection in Revival. It sounds like farts. They use the same instrumentals as Persona 3 Reload, where they just threw in some farts in there, and it's gonna be garbage. So that's number one. The good Persona 4 is already on the Switch 2 already. Secondly, there are better JRPGs on the Switch 2. Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 3, Paper Mario. I root for the number one big. It's gonna have that new what's it called? Oh, I forgot what it's called. The singer, whatever. Okay, let's listen to Phil.
Alright, what is up everyone?
What is up,
Darkside
everyone?
Phil here, and welcome to an update on a few things. First of all, this video is going to primarily cover a lot of information regarding Patreon, especially if you are one of my new patrons who maybe has never ever pledged before, and you're not sure how the system works, because in the past couple of weeks I got a ton of new patrons. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, and I want to make sure that everyone's up to snuff on how it works so that you're not sitting around in confusion wondering, oh no, where am I supposed to go? How do I vote?
And by the way, before anyone asks, yes, I'm using the N64 controller.
Updates regarding the status of the October Patreon drive. I'm going to let you know how we did, which is great positive news. I've got news regarding the November Patreon, which has a new goal and everything set up, so I got a lot to talk about. But then I also want to give you an update regarding my business, primarily because, as you know, the past couple of weeks I've been talking a lot about the status of my business on YouTube. Basically, if you've been following along, you already know that my views have
I've
been
been
down, and I don't
replaying
understand why.
Fire
At a
Emblem Three
time, like,
Houses.
normally during
Man,
this
that
time of year,
that
my
game
views
rules. I
naturally
love that
go
game.
up, because I'm covering all. By the way, yes, I know I'm wearing the Deadpool hat from Halloween. I'm just being silly.
Yeah, this is being
Anyway,
silly. He's just
Naturally, this
goofing
year, usually
around.
My views go up as I cover all of the new releases. I get this natural
Alright,
influx of
we
people
got
who normally don't watch my
Liquid
stuff,
Death
but they
on
watch
deck.
the people covering the new
Three
releases. And every
Houses,
year I
second
get
best
this,
Fire Emblem.
and in 2016 I'm not getting.
What's the
it,
first?
Okay?
What's the first best?
And it's very scary because I'm not getting the increase in views.
How
the
do you
increase in
feel
revenue that I
about
usually get
denim
this time of
bananas
year,
around here?
to the point where literally, I'm not even kidding you. Right now, my bills are clearing.
We feel
this
things.
month,
Awakening.
and I didn't know if I was
yeah,
gonna have
I
enough
want
money
to
in
play
the bank
that
to
one.
pay them because I've had a 3-month.
But I
spell
think
where
I would have to buy
can't figure
from a
out how to
scalper
turn it
because
around, all right? Now, I
the
wanna say this.
eShop is
Thank you
closed
to everyone
down.
who has sent me messages.
I would have
has
to buy the
contributed
cartridge.
constructively with
But I also
suggestions,
just don't
and
play on my
you
3DS.
know,
like
just
I
ways that
I
could
want that
possibly
to be
turn things around,
remade or
improve my
ported,
business and all of that.
whatever,
I appreciate
on
that. I'm
on
taking many
Switch.
things under
I mean, come
consideration.
on,
In
they
fact,
could
I'm
do
gonna talk
it.
about one of the things I implemented in this video. End cards for
I have the
videos,
art
and I'm
the art
going to
book for
explain
Awakening. I
how
love
am gonna
love
be
the art
implementing
book.
this in many of my videos in this video, okay? But understand,
I
I'm
have
taking
good
all of
feeling for the
data,
new
I'm
one
reading
though.
all
I
of your
think
comments on my
Fortune's
videos,
Weave
I'm
is
reading
gonna
all the
be
stuff on my
good.
forums, but I can't
So yet
implement
again,
everything
another
overnight.
good
There's
JRPG
changes
on the
that I'm
Switch
going to
too.
probably
Like
put into effect at
I
some
think
point.
like the
More
Switch
than
is
likely,
gonna
it's going to be
gonna
early
be good.
next year once all this crazy busy gaming season is over with. All right. But I can't implement them now. Right now, I'm literally going from game to game to game to game because there's so much going on. I couldn't just change my business overnight in the middle of this, or else I would miss out on a ton of games and missed revenue for the
what does
business.
T
You know what I
stand for?
mean? There's no
Tactics?
quick fix that like.
So
this
it's a
is going to all of a sudden turn
JTRPG,
everything around and
Japanese
get me back
Tactics
to the
RPG.
popularity of YouTube gaming or anything like that.
So it's like the
It's not
next
gonna
level.
happen.
Like
But there are things that I think are
JRPG is
slower
like level 2, level 1, level
that could
2
help
is
based off of the
Japanese
feedback. All right, so
tactical
understand that, 'cause a lot of people, I
RPG.
think, are getting frustrated. I don't understand. Phil said he needs help, and we all give him suggestions and comments on the forums, and I don't see any changes yet. Well, I can't. I can't just drop everything I'm doing and not put out videos and not make any money for the business to try to implement these changes right away. It's not going to happen. But what I could do is wait for some dead time, which typically always happens in January, right after my year-end
All the
series
time.
end.
Every
That's
day,
when I'll have
dead
some time
time.
to implement some changes, okay? So anyway, let's
You know, I
talk,
do have
because
Final
got
Fantasy
other stuff
7
to
on
do tonight
Switch.
as
Like,
well.
I do have that. I can
I'm
play
kind of
that.
squeezing this video in as an informative video for everyone. Let's talk business. First of all, Patreon, all right? In the month of October, Patreon was the most successful I've ever had. Now, I started on Patreon, I opened my Patreon, let me rephrase that, in January of 2015, but at that point, I didn't have anything set up, no perks, no rewards, anything, and a lot of people had pledged at that point. I was like, whoa, thanks for pledging, but understand, I have nothing set up yet.
Thanks for
Officially,
pledging. I
it
have nothing.
launched
I
in
can't give you
February of
anything.
2015.
Thank you
And
for
I always had
pledging.
a funding goal of $1,250 as like the top level funding goal on Patreon, and it's always been like that, despite what the front page of my Patreon says. You know, patreon.com/darksidephil. Sometimes it used to say $1,250, now it says 10,000, or excuse me, 1,025. It's always the same amount. I've never changed it. It's $1,250.
You know, I don't care
behind
for the
scenes.
story of
Regardless of what it says on that
DQ64.
page,
I
I'm
know
looking
it's
for
a hot take,
$1,250 a month. That's a good supplementary amount.
but we
to
can
help me
move
out.
on from this.
This month, we far exceeded it by hundreds of dollars. We had the most amount of people ever pledged to Patreon, over 200 unique pledgees. I think actually in the reality of the numbers, it was over 250 people actually pledged to my Patreon, which is way more than usual. Usually I have just under like 200, so that means a good 50, 60 people out of nowhere stepped up and pledged for the first time. Thank you for that.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Thank you for allowing me to get some extra cash at a time when I really need it. I'm telling you, I wasn't kidding. This is definitely going to help right now, especially it takes like a couple days, so probably 1 or 2 more days, and then Patreon's going to take all those pledges and put it into my bank account. Well, actually, they're going to put it into my PayPal, then I have to put that into my bank account.
Okay, I play the
And
game
it's going to
now.
help me
Come
out
on.
tremendously here early on in November when I don't have a lot of cash to pay my bills, okay? So thank you for that. I really
My
do appreciate
bills.
that. So,
Well, that was
that's
weird.
great
Why
news.
did you do
That's
that?
positive, awesome news. The goal is to keep it that way, okay? The ultimate goal with Patreon is not just to get one big month, but to try to keep that momentum going. So for those of you who pledged for the first time this month, I pledged $1, $5. Thank you. If you pledged a bigger
go,
amount,
tell
let's say some
Cranky,
people pledged
okay.
20,
I'll
50,
tell
one
him.
person, I believe, even pledged $100. That was freaking awesome. Thank you so much. It's not about that all the time, though. I understand some people, wow, I felt bad for Phil, let me help him out. thank you, but I know you're not going to keep those kind of giant pledges going. So it's all about retaining the small. If you could, when you're gonna think about, okay, I have to reduce my pledge, if you could reduce it to $5 to $1 to something
he has to
recurring,
tell them
I've
like
said a million
what to
times,
do.
$1 a month for most of my viewer base. $1 a month is nothing. It's something frivolous. It's something you throw away or you waste.
$1 a month. I love this dollar a month nonsense. Always telling people $1 a month. $1 a month. But now he needs $1 every hour. Or every minute.
It adds up and it helps. Like I said, some 60-some people pledged for the first time. I had hundreds of dollars more in Patreon. It added up. Okay? So thank you, and please consider keep going, because that's it. If I can retain the patrons that I have now, things are going to get better. They are. If I can keep an ever-growing patron user base, things are going to get better, and you won't have to hear me make videos about the business and views and all that. But right now, we're in that situation. All right? So, I'll take this off now, because now people are going to say, Phil looks like an idiot with that hat. So, that's great.
Man, I want to switch to Mario 64.
How it works, because I know many of you are first-time patrons.
Yeah,
You've never pledged to my Patreon before, and you're wondering, well, what do I do now? Okay? I need to wait till the end of the week, and the reason is because there were some maybe 12 to 15 people who pledged, but their pledges didn't clear for some reason. It could be that their information was off by a digit, it was a typo. It could be that they didn't have enough money in their account that they have linked to their Patreon.
Okay, dude, this is making me want to quit the game. I'm like serious.
Patreon, and we want to make sure that you're actually wanting to make this, and it's not a fraudulent charge or something like that.
Dude, this game sucks.
You may be one of those people. If you
I forgot a lot about this game. I just remember I hated the collect-a-thon bullshit.
Okay?
There we go. We got it with 24 seconds to spare. But
I don't want to be jumping the gun, and these people aren't aware, and then I deal out perks and everything, and now they come back at the end of the month. Oh, what happened? You know what I mean? I want to give them at least a few days to respond or to fix their pledges before I action all the perks for the month. So this Sunday, which Sunday night will be the 6th, so Sunday night, November 6th, I am going to take all the data, okay, all of the data, and start divvying out perks. If you pledged any amount, $1 or more, your name is going to be in the credits crawl for the weekend preview all month for the month of November, okay? That's the text thank you that I give for that level of perk. If you pledge $5 or more, I'm going to send you a private message on Patreon.
Okay, we don't need to hear this.
Marathon, you want to nominate, and then I can get your account upgraded, okay? Similarly,
yeah, you know, honestly, I'm not playing this game anymore.
I believe $10 or more.
It's
you
like,
don't have to take any action.
Maybe some other day, but like
this month, which is actually going to be on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's low.
Thursday, the 24th of November. I'm going to give you a verbal shout out in my.
I think I'm just going to play Mario 64. I'm going to play a good game.
Take any action for that, okay? If you pledge $20 or more, well, you're going to get your questions answered on Ask the King. So what I'm going to do is send you a PM again this Sunday night on patreon.com asking for your data so I can get you into that elite upper class of people on my website, and then you'll have access to this special forum where you can post up your questions for the November
Can't say DK64 is my favorite game.
And then if you pledge
can't say that.
$50 or more, thank you, first of all. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. I will again send you a PM on patreon.com this Sunday asking for your questions and giving you some criteria by which you can go on to ask me some questions for a private Q&A video. Okay, and those typically I say 15 to 20 minutes, but a lot of them have run way longer than that.
Oh my god, wrong
on what
way.
You ask me and how much I have to say about it. Okay.
I thought I was facing the right.
And by the way, anyone who's ever done a private Q&A video or ever gotten one, they've always loved them. I always get feedback and people say.
I kind of forgot what we usually do for the star.
Okay?
Pluck the
so,
piranha flower. I think
I
I went in the wrong hole, but whatever.
So all of it basically starts
That's what she
this
said.
Sunday night. Keep your eyes and ears open on patreon.com for some private messages from me because I need data back from you as soon as possible. Now, once I start getting all of this data, all right, then I start to action the perks, meaning, okay, I got a bunch of people who responded, let me send that to my webmaster, and he'll process these upgrades or whatever, or, oh, I got 2 or 3 people who I got their information for their private Q&A video, let me sit down one night when I have some time and spend a couple hours filming those videos, all right? So understand, it's not instantaneous, it's all manual, it's just me and my webmaster, that's it. There's no staff of people working behind the scenes to make this happen. It's basically me just taking time out from doing my normal stuff to get it done. And it's not instant. I wish I could make it instant, but I'm not rich, and I don't have a staff of people to do it. I know a lot of other people who have Patreons. They have all these other people working for them. I don't, okay? So it is what it is. I promise you by the middle of this month, so by the mid-November, everyone who's owed a perk will get it, or at least I'll have information for you on when you're gonna get it. All right. Forum upgrades will be done by then, which means by then you'll be able to nominate, and then by the end of the month, the last week of the month, vote on what indie games I'll be playing in the marathon that's coming up probably
I thought you, like,
very late in
destroyed
November, like
those.
right near the end of the month, or maybe that first week of December, a little bit in. We'll see. I want to play it by ear. I don't want to promise you one thing because we have to see how everything's
Yeah,
going with
come
all
on.
of my playthroughs and everything. All right, and I also want to schedule it for a time when it makes
No.
sense. Like, no, I'm not going to do it on Thanksgiving or on Black Friday or something like that because I know a lot of people will be around for that. Okay, so that's awesome. That's as much information I think as I can give you right now. And I hope that you understand how it's working. And I hope that this is transparency for you so you're not sitting around wondering when's everything going to be actioned and when am I going to get all my perks and all of that. All right.
This is for a different star.
November. Let's talk.
I think it's for, like, the
November, because
Wiggler
The bottom
fight.
line is a lot of people pledged for October, but I need to try to get them a hook so that they'll stay for November.
Get 'em
right?
hooked.
And
Gotta
of
get
course,
'em
the hook
hooked.
is, let me keep making videos and do this as a job rather than have to go cancel YouTube basically, which I know a lot of people don't want me to do. But outside of that, I also want to give you something back that you're gonna like. Okay, so for November,
Oh,
the
come
new
on,
goal. By the
you
way, I
can't make
apologize,
this
I did
jump.
not set this up ahead of time. I screwed up. Hold on, that's not it.
There
This
you
is-
go. Oh god, it's this that
the
thing.
new goal for November, Patreon, is the return of the Multiplayer Madness event. I did this earlier this year
No,
once as a
stop.
Patreon goal. It
Why?
Was hugely
Why?
successful. People loved
Why?
this event.
Fuck
They
you!
had so
Fuck
much
you,
fun
Mario.
playing games with
Piece
me
of shit.
in a controlled environment where there was no trolling and it was all scheduled so people knew exactly where they could be and they were guaranteed to play with me. Unlike a lot of the times when I used to do multiplayer events, it was just completely random, willy-nilly, and there was sometimes upwards of 100 people who wanted to play, and a bunch of people never got to play because it was just too many people who wanted to play, and I couldn't fit it in. So the way this is going to work is if I hit the funding goal for the month of November, and by the way, just
Wait, I don't think there's anything in this
asterisk.
video that
Actually,
I
let me
wanted
go back
to-
to the camera here for a second.
Yeah, go whatever.
Little
We'll let it go.
asterisk here about this monthly goal for November. If everyone who pledged to Patreon keeps their pledges right now, we've already hit the goal. Like, it's done. The only way that we could not hit the goal is if a bunch of people say, well, I'm done, I can't pledge again, and they remove their pledges, or people who have giant pledges
Come
all reduce
on,
it
I
to $1,
jumped.
and, it's a ton
I
of those, which I don't think there
jumped.
are. We're almost guaranteed to hit this goal already with the amount of people who are now pledging to my Patreon. All right, so I just want to throw that out there. I'm feeling very positive about it. There is a slim chance maybe we won't, but here's the deal. Here's what it is, this multiplayer event.
All right,
okay?
here's the deal.
So if we hit the goal for the month of November, I'm going to have a special event in late December and early January. I'm going to have a regular date and a makeup date. By which it's not going to be one day, it's going to be multiple days, by which I'm going to be playing multiplayer games with patrons who pledge $5 or more and tell me they want to play multiplayer
Okay, there
games
we
with
go.
me. Now, the games that
Come
I'm
on, Mario,
already
you can do
including
it. You can do
are
it.
Battlefield 1 on the PlayStation 4, Overwatch
Oh,
on the
this is a
PlayStation
start, too.
4, Gears of War 4 on the Xbox One.
Ah,
I think that's the best
fuck
Xbox
that.
One
We're
title
going
to
in.
date.
We're
This is an
going
Xbox
in.
One
We're
exclusive,
going
and
in.
Most people who own an Xbox One probably bought it. Titanfall
We're going
2
in.
on the PlayStation 4, and new edition. This is a
You
new one.
flooded
ladies and
my
gentlemen.
house.
Call of Duty
Why?
Infinite
Look at
Warfare
this
and
mess.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered
deal with it,
were
bitch.
just donated by a viewer of mine, and those also are being added. So you're going to have upwards of 6 games. You're going to have an opportunity to play multiplayer with me in. I'm sure most of my viewership who play multiplayer games are probably going to get one of these video games over the holidays, and we'll be able to participate in this event, okay? So allow me to explain how this works. I don't want any confusion. Let me come back to the camera. If we hit the funding goal, that's number one, because it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to be probably 2-3 days in late December and probably 2-3 days in early January where I'm just going to be doing multiplayer with viewers. That's it. That's going to be
I
my
thought he
day.
becomes red.
It's gonna be
I thought
playing
he
with the
turned
viewers.
red and
All right.
goes faster. He didn't do that at all.
So if we hit the funding level, I'm going to take those days away to do this event. If you pledge $5 or more, what's going to happen is in early December, you're going to be posting up in a thread. You're going to tell me what games you're interested in playing, okay?
Make
And you're
Wiggler
gonna tell me
squirm.
what dates, because I'll have rough dates set up by then. Either late December or early January. On those dates, what dates do you think you'd be available to play, okay? And then going based off of that, I'll get a rough idea. Okay, seems like a lot of people can play Call of Duty on this day, so I'll schedule a session for that day. Seems like a lot of people can play Overwatch on this date and time, so we'll do that. So that's how it's going to work. Over December, people will be posting up their availability who qualified for this event, and we're gonna have this big multiplayer event. And yes, I will have voice chat on for this event.
And?
So unlike most multiplayer where I have it disabled, I'll be communicating with the people who are involved in this event. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm telling you, last time I did it, I didn't know how it was gonna turn out. It turned out amazingly well. It was so much fun to communicate with my viewers who were there to have fun and play games and win, rather than these idiots who always show up during my public events to troll and be dicks and just ruin it for everyone. It was so much fun teaming up with people and playing. So I really feel that this is a great
Okay, I gotta be
motivational
careful with the
event
monkey. You gotta
for,
watch out
you know,
for the
November.
monkey.
And I think
Evil.
a bunch of people who maybe normally wouldn't have pledged said, I want to play with
Oh
Phil,
my
and
God.
I never got to play with him. Let's do it. And they'll pledge $5 to try to get into the event. So chances are we are going to do the event as long as most people don't remove their pledges, all right? So don't feel like, oh, I'm going to pledge $5, but the event might not
Okay,
happen.
we
More
did
than likely,
it, guys.
it's
We
definitely
did it.
happening. I mean, just take a look. I
We
would have to do
avoided
so many
everything.
$100 of funding at this point in order for it to not happen. I don't think that's going to happen, okay? So that's the event for November. Pledge, you got till the end of November, November 30th, midnight, to pledge $5 or more to qualify to be in on that event. More info for
No, not
obviously,
ground
6
pound.
games,
Oh
a lot of
my
multiplayer
God.
games to be juggling around.
Now we're back.
All
We're back
But
here.
we'll see. I mean, some other people have expressed, well, what about Street Fighter V and what about Rocket League? I'll be honest, I don't think there's going to be a lot of interest for those games. Those games
Oh
are
my
kinda
God,
played out.
why
No one plays
do
Street
I
Fighter V
always
anymore,
fucking ground
besides
pound?
the hardcore fighting game.
Dude, this
The
game
game
is
died
pissing
out.
me
The game
off.
is a motherfucking failure. The thing didn't even sell more than 1.4 million copies. It didn't even sell
Okay, we got a
100,000
bot in
copies
here.
from the months of April to, I think, September. So just think about that. 6 fucking months, and it didn't sell 100,000 copies. The game is dead. No one touches it anymore.
It-
So I don't
it's
think
a
there's any
PS5
reason to worry about
exclusive.
that. I think more people will be playing the hot new games from the holidays, right?
I love
All right,
always
fair
hot
enough.
new games.
So that's the deal with Patreon and what's going on right now. All right. So that's great news. That's positive news, right? If you're pledging to Patreon, great. I appreciate that. Now, some people have said, well, Phil, how else can we contribute besides Patreon? Well, some people recently have been donating games. Now, this is something that I've almost never asked for. Actually, I've never asked for donations, ever. I always just buy the games because I could afford it. At this point, like I've been telling everyone, I dropped about
Oh, are you
$1,000
kidding
on
me?
games alone in October. Between the PSVR, all the games for the PSVR, there was Mafia 3, Gears of War 4,
God damn.
WWE, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Battlefield 1.
Guys, I'm a master
God,
at
and there
this
was one or
game.
two more.
This is
And
this is
they're not
gonna
on
be
my
the
calendar,
best
so I
gameplay
can't
you're gonna
remember off the
see.
top of my head. So we're talking lots of money. I mean, just the PSVR
Lots of
alone,
money.
I spent over $600 plus all those games I just mentioned. So there you go. That's where all the money went, right?
That's where all the money
So
went.
people feeling, number one, obviously feeling worried about me because they know that they want me to keep covering games, but it's costing me
Okay,
a
I
lot
don't
of money.
want
do
to do
so.
that.
And number two, kind of saying, well, I want to see Phil cover this game, but he seems like he's on the fence about it. They've started to donate games. A viewer of mine named Forrest actually donated Titanfall 2, which is why I'm playing it, because I was not going to play it.
Oh, I
said, you know
forgot
what?
he got that
Because
game for
things are
free.
financially tight,
And from a
because
dude
I
named
was
Forrest.
super interested in it. I was going to
Now he'll never tell you who gives him games.
And now I played through the campaign. I played through multiplayer last night, and I'm actually going to play it again tonight. So there you go. I wouldn't even touch Titanfall 2 or know anything about it unless this guy donated. He did, and now there you go. Full coverage of the game, and I'm actually going to be reviewing it tomorrow night. Okay? Same thing just happened
Thank you,
with
Mario.
Call
That's
of
what I
Duty
wanted.
Infinite
That's what I
Warfare.
wanted to
I've been
do.
saying all year, listen, I want to play Modern Warfare Remastered. I love Modern Warfare 1. It's one of my favorite FPS games of all time. I actually remember at the time when it released, I dropped Halo 3 to play it hardcore for like 4 months, and I was highly ranked, and I loved the effing game. Okay? Even the campaign. I loved the campaign. Everything about Modern Warfare 1 was an amazing game. But you can't get it. You can't get the remastered version unless you buy Infinite Warfare. And everything I saw about Infinite Warfare looked terrible. I didn't like the gameplay trailers, the multiplayer, nothing. I like nothing about this game that I saw. And I said, I'm not spending $60 to get another game for another $20. You should just be able to fucking buy the game you want. And it's a scam by Activision. And I don't have the money to burn to waste $60 on something I'm not really interested in.
Scam by
to play the other
Activision.
thing, all right?
Fuck you, Activision.
Well, the last few weeks, people finally started listening, because I've been saying this for about 6 months. I'm not even lying. I've been saying it all year. All of a sudden,
Thank
people
you,
started
thank you,
listening.
Mario.
And
That's
they were like, oh shit, Phil's not playing
great.
Call of Duty this year. That sucks. We like seeing him cover it every single year. Even though it's not a great game, we like seeing it. So that way, if we're not playing it, we get to see if the game was good. We can compare it against previous years, and we love it when Phil covers the big releases like that. Even if he doesn't necessarily enjoy them as much, it's good for research purposes, which is part of my videos, is information, right? Well, a viewer has
What
stepped
is
up
going
and,
on?
These
These are the silliest stats I have seen in a video game.
Apologize already in advance, sir. Tom, he says, you say it's from Tom. Tom has donated the big ass edition. I think it's called the Legacy Edition or something like that. The Legendary Edition, whatever it's called. The expensive edition, digitally, of Call of Duty. So I have both Infinite
That's so
Warfare
funny.
and
That's when did that
Modern
when they
Warfare
made the
Remastered,
game.
and I'm
You could
starting
buy that
playing
game
them
separately
this
now.
Friday. So
Pretty
again,
funny,
this is a
huh?
game that I wouldn't have played. I was not going to drop $80 for it. And now I have it. I'm going to be covering it all weekend. In fact, I'm going to have a poll up Thursday night to see, gee, who wants to play? Or excuse me, not who wants to play. What do you want to see me play? Do you want to see multiplayer first? Campaign first? Of which game?
Arm looks
Infinite
weird.
Warfare
Look at
or
the right
Modern Warfare?
arm.
Which one? So it's going to be all this week coverage of Call of Duty. Thanks to this viewer, all right? So, let me put it to you this way. If you're interested in seeing a game, all right, and
No.
I haven't mentioned that I'm gonna
Oh my
cover
God,
it,
Mario!
or
fucking-
I have mentioned
come
that I'm
on.
going to cover it, but you're willing to maybe step up. I would like to donate. Great.
Great.
Anything that's less money that I have to spend is going to help me right now. Okay. Now, you guys and gals already know some of the games I'm planning on playing coming up shortly. Games like Dishonored 2,
My God.
Watch Dogs 2,
Mario, can you
Pokemon
please
Sun
take
and
this
or Moon. I
seriously?
think I'm going to get Moon
There
by
you
the way.
go.
I'm thinking about it. Final
Oh
Fantasy
my God, stop.
15, come in December. You got Dead Rising 4. You've got The Last Guardian. I think that's it for them because then we'll be so caught up with the year-end stuff that I'll be super busy. Okay. So, that being said, that's just a few of the games that I'm planning on covering. Now, someone, without my permission, and this is what I want to warn you against, without my permission or even speaking to me about it first, someone sent me a code for Duke Nukem 3D, the remake that they made.
He never played it. He still has that, and he's never played it.
But I'm so busy, there's no way that I could do it right now. Someone just sent me a code for it, and I'm like, well, thanks, but I really don't have time to play it right now.
There we go.
And you know what happens with these
Finally,
games, if
we
you
did
don't
it,
play them
guys.
right
We
away
did
when
it.
they're new, a lot of people don't care about them. So
Should I make a
thank
save
you
state?
to
No,
that
no, no.
person,
Mario,
but
stop.
At the same time, I strongly warn everyone.
Damn
please
it.
Do not just send me stuff without asking, because this is what happens. You might
This
buy
is what
me
happens.
something. Oh, I want to see Phil play that. Send me the code, and then I don't play it, and I don't want you feeling disappointed or gypped. So please check with me first, get my permission. Because the other thing is, what if more than one person buys me a game? That's the other thing I want to avoid. Oh God, imagine that. 4 people buy me Final Fantasy 15. Like, well, that sucks, because now you're all stuck with it, right? So do not buy anything without getting my permission first, all right? How do you contact me? darksidefil@hotmail.com. It's that simple. And many people have contacted me about it. That's how I got Infinite Warfare and all that, and that's how I got Titanfall 2. So donations, I'm open to them, game donations. I'm not asking for them, but hey, if there's something that you want to donate, please let me know, all right? In fact, I've already gotten an offer. Someone said they pre-ordered Final Fantasy 15 and they were willing to donate it, but one thing I have to very strongly recommend has to be digital. Because if you get a physical copy of the game, then you have to mail it to me, which takes days, so I'm already late playing it. It costs you money to ship it.
Hold up.
Digital only.
Whoa. I gotta hear this.
In fact, I've already gotten an offer. Someone said they pre-ordered Final Fantasy 15 and they were willing to donate it, but one thing I have to very strongly recommend has to be digital. Right? In fact, I've already gotten an offer. Someone said they pre-ordered Final Fantasy 15 and they were willing to donate it, but one thing I have to very strongly recommend has to be digital. Because if you get a physical copy of the game,
it's so funny how much this has happened where he always begs people. Oh my God, okay.
Mail it to me, which takes days, so I'm already late playing it. It costs you money to ship it. It's not worth it. Digital only. So if you want, you can get the code, the PSN code or whatever, and send me that. That's how it works, all right? But again, don't send me anything without asking first. And confirm with me, and then we'll get everything worked out, all right? All right, now.
We did it, guys. We
to end the video,
I knew
let's
I could
talk
do it.
about my business, all right? So you know my Patreon did great, right?
Did you guys believe I could do it?
Because recently I've been doing some unique stuff. I just finished up wrapping up a few different games, right? I just finished up covering Battlefield 1 and I reviewed it. I just have been playing Titanfall 2 over the weekend, right? I had a great Halloween horror marathon on Monday, which was a ton of fun, and a lot of people showed up, so I'm very pleased about that. And ongoing playthroughs like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and stuff like that. So you may be wondering,
what?
Is stuff up? Is stuff down? Well, here's where we left it, because I made the video about my business this past Saturday, and at that point, I told you things are slightly up. In fact, at that point, 3 days straight, my revenue had gone up. Now, that was either a result of, number one, everyone turning off ad block, so I actually make ad revenue on the videos,
Oh my
which
God.
I should have been doing altogether, but so many people use ad block that I'm sure that I wasn't getting half as much as I was probably supposed to be earning. That's number one. Or number two, YouTube flipped the switch on their holiday ads, which is probably more than likely what happened. The more profitable ads started flooding in on my gameplay videos, so you're watching the same videos just as much, and I'm making more money because the ads are more profitable, okay? So that was great, and I had 3 straight days of that. So some people want to know, well, how'd it go since then? You had a marathon, how'd everything go? There's good news and there's uncertain news. All right, let me do the good news first. The good news is my Halloween horror marathon was my most viewed stream of October. And some of you might be like, wait a minute. But the Halloween marathon, there was never more than, say, 600 some people on the stream at one time. But you had 1,500 people on your stream for your PlayStation VR unboxing and your setup stream. How could that be? How could it be that this Halloween stream overall actually did better than the VR stuff? And the answer is quite simple. Length of time and length of engagement. All right? For the PlayStation VR stream, it was a shorter stream. It was only 2.5 hours long.
Oh, God.
And
Am I
people
gonna get burned?
didn't stick around as long as they did for the Halloween stream, where that stream ran 7+ hours and people stayed and watched for longer. Okay? So stat-wise and YouTube ad-wise and everything, the Halloween event was the most successful event that I pretty much did all month. Even though the views on YouTube on the videos aren't doing amazing, that was the best stream I did all month. So thank you to anyone who turned up for that stream, anyone who spread the word, anyone who was here. Thanks, that was great, and that made it worthwhile. It's like I've said, it's tough for me to take time out to do these events because I'm so busy with all these new releases. I don't even get a spare breath. I'm from one game to another game to another game to another game until the end of the year, right? So to take time out to do an event like that is very taxing on the business. That's why I need to have Patreon support in order for it to happen, just in case, oh God, a game thralls through or whatever because I had to do this event. It covers it, all right? In this case, the event did very well. It did way better than last year's Halloween Marathon, where most people quit the stream halfway through because it was only one game. I think because I had 4 different games that I was switching between, it went very well. So thank you to everyone who was there live. If you haven't seen the videos yet, they're all live. 4 games: Dino Crisis, Layers of Fear, Condemned Criminal Origins, and Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. All great, fun, horror-themed games for the day. It was a great event. Definitely check it out on DSP Gaming. It's all live over there.
Oh my God.
Now, that's great news, but what about overall the business? Was I still up on revenue and all of that?
There we go.
You know, I would love to tell you.
I would love to tell you.
But once again,
Great camera, Nintendo.
fucked up again.
Again.
It happens all the time, and this is why people don't seem to understand how crazy it is to be a full-time YouTuber, because YouTube doesn't always work. In fact, I'd probably say about 25% of the time, YouTube isn't functioning properly.
Damn you, Mario.
Recording, revenue isn't recording. Subs are getting
fuck this. We're doing this one. We're doing this
videos
star.
aren't showing
This
up
star,
right.
this star is fun. This is the fun
Videos
star.
aren't showing up in sub boxes. People are getting unsubscribed against their will, which just happened. I'm about to talk about. All these things happen on a regular basis because what they do, oh, I have an idea for a site implementation. This will fix an algorithm and make it better. Type. Oops, I didn't test it, but I implement it anyway, and everything on the site goes to shit for 7 hours. And I'm not kidding. This happens all the fucking time on YouTube. They got a bunch of eggheads who work behind the scenes. They think they know better than everyone else. Oh, this won't possibly mess anything up. It'll make everything better. Execute, and then the whole fucking website's like a big river of duty for like 2 days because they fucked everything up, and no one's held accountable, and they just continuously do this.
I
over
better
and
do
over.
wall jump, but I suck at wall jumping this game.
What happened?
This game
Here's
is the
what
worst
happened.
wall
This
jumping
weekend,
mechanic. I'm gonna say it.
Had a big
and
increase
you guys
of people
have to
on
agree.
Patreon.
There we
Big
go.
increase of people on
I knew
stream
that.
for the Halloween event, and guess what YouTube did? Screwed with the views. So I think the video views are correct. Like if you look at a video, I think the views on a video are correct, but the total views on my channel has completely gone. It went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, it went back, it went forward. I call it the YouTube rollback. It's kind of like rollback netcode. You know netcode when you play fighting games? You're playing and you hit a guy, you do a combo, then all of a sudden the netcode says, oh no, that was false. It takes the whole combo back and the guy gets all his energy back. That's what I feel like it is on YouTube. You work your ass off for 3 days. Oh wow, here we go. Boop, here come the views. And then, boo, takes it right the fuck back as if you didn't do anything because YouTube sucks. All right, and it always has had this issue. And this happened both with views and with subscriptions. You might have noticed on channels. Some people might say, Phil, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, you upload a ton of
No,
videos on ESPN
Mario,
in the
why?
past few days, so of course a lot of people unsubscribe. Fair enough. When I flood the channel with videos, that always happens.
Oh my
But
God.
right here on the King of Hate Vlogs, I lost a bunch of subscribers out of nowhere. Over on
Dude,
KO
it's like
Gaming,
every second
where I've been
you do
uploading
something,
high quality
something
reviews, which is
happens.
the purpose of the channel. I lost a bunch of subscribers. It's bullshit. What YouTube happened is they fucked it up. They fucked something up. They realized their
There you
mistake,
go.
and they rolled the site back like 2 days. Okay, which took
It's like
away
Nintendo
views and
rollback.
everything, took away subs, took away everything, and now they haven't fixed it. So what I noticed is subs are going up again, but why? Because new people are subbing, but the views are locked. And the overall total views haven't updated in like 3 days. So normally by now, about the second or third of the month, I usually know how I've done the month before. And I wish I could say, guess what, everyone? The revenue continued to be up for the last several days of the month. The Halloween event really bolstered
that was
revenue.
with the fat
earnings,
ass penguin.
and I had a really good month in October. Thank you. I can't tell you that because YouTube sucks. And they fucked everything up. And now there's no way to know when they're going to update it. It could be tomorrow. It could be a week from now. It could be 4 months from now. I'm not even kidding you. Last year.
Oh
late
my
last
God, he
year,
slipped.
YouTube screwed up for a whole
Mario
week. All the views were wrong.
slipped.
They didn't fix it until February
Oh my God,
of the next
this
year.
game
It took
is gonna
them
piss me
3
off.
months.
Piss me the
to
fuck
figure out
off.
what they screwed up, and then everyone got a fix. But think about that. So a week now, I don't get paid. Yeah, that's literally what's gonna happen. If that happens, I just won't get paid for a week because YouTube sucks and they don't fucking they're never held accountable. That's the thing. If we're all people who work on YouTube, right? We all make money on YouTube for doing YouTube and working our asses off providing content.
Oh my
so
God,
that
why?
YouTube
Why
itself and
did
Google
Mario
can
do
add
that?
revenue on the website, right? They're taking a big cut of
Fucking
everything
hate you,
that we make
Mario.
on the website. We
Piece of
know
shit.
that. Then they're not held accountable when they screw up.
Great cameras
No
going back in the
repercussions,
water.
No
God
restitution.
damn, dude.
I
Oh
have
my
to wait
God.
3 months to get
Dude,
paid.
this
Oh
is...
well, tough shit.
Just
It's
die.
YouTube.
Just fucking
It's
die,
ridiculous.
piece of
It's-
shit.
It's one of the worst business models I've ever seen, but it's YouTube. It's the biggest video sharing website, so we all have to put up with it, right? So, I'm sorry. I wish I had great news for everyone. I wish I could raise the banner of victory and say we all rallied at the end of October and people turned off ad block and I had a raise in revenue and things are looking good and let's keep it up. And I can't even say that. Maybe in a few days, maybe in a week, maybe longer, I'll be able to tell you. Right now, I can't tell you diddly shit. I can tell you when it stopped, when it screwed up this past weekend, things were looking good, but I can't definitively tell you anything because the website screwed up, all right? So if and when it does update, if there is positive information or even negative, I'll try to make another video like this to brief you and let you know what's going on, all right? For now, I am basically trying to do as much as I can. I'm juggling tons of games, all right? And I'm going to continue to do so all through November, into December, and then
Okay,
keep in mind
guys,
December, my
maybe now I
year-end
can
series
do
start.
stupid
So things are going
fucking
to pick up in a big way
star.
over on KO Gaming. People who typically watch my year-end series on DSP Gaming are going to have to head over to KO Gaming, and I think they will, because most of them went over to
Go
the
to
Gaming
KO
Vlogs to watch my
Gaming.
E3 coverage.
We gotta
They got
go to
the
KO
message,
Gaming.
So I think they'll head over to KO Gaming to watch my year-end stuff. And things are going to start to get interesting near the end of the year, all right? That's what the biggest ad revenue is. So
Oh
if
my
I can
God.
get
Dude, he
retention,
keeps slipping.
you know
It's
what I mean?
bullshit.
That's the biggest time of the year to get a big increase, that November, December time. So let's see how it goes, all right? I'll end the video like this. Thank you, everyone, for your support, for your kind messages.
Dude,
for
this
your
game-
Patreon
I thought this
pledges,
game was
for
good.
turning
I
off
thought
ad
it was
block,
good.
For spreading the word about my stuff. I know that you have been at work this past couple of weeks to help me out, and I am very
Been to work,
appreciative.
helping
I
him
cannot
out.
complain one bit to about one single viewer. You guys have been awesome, and you've been so engaging on social media, and you've been really nice to me, basically coming out of the woodwork to tell me, no, Phil, don't take all the stuff that YouTube's telling you about your views and everything being down as a sign that people don't care about you anymore. It's the opposite. We're the silent majority. We're the ones who've been here all
silent
along. We love
majority,
what you do.
guys.
We want you to keep doing it. Here's a Patreon pledge. Here, I'll turn up my ad block. Here, I'll do this. I'll go above and beyond. I'll donate a game. I'll do whatever to make sure that you can still be successful on YouTube and keep doing this. Thank you. You have no idea how much I needed that, because after a couple months of looking at how bad stuff was, I was like, what is going on? I was so demotivated. And people were even saying when they were watching my videos, I sounded demotivated. I didn't seem like I was interested in working anymore, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? When I turn out, I
No!
bust my ass. to
God
get stuff
damn it,
done
Mario.
and get the
God
games and do
damn it,
high-quality
dude.
videos and everything for you, and then I look at it.
Now,
YouTube's
where's my
telling me
hat?
Everything's good, but you
Where the
suck.
fuck is my
It's
hat?
like, how can you tell me I'm good, but I suck? You know what I mean? Like,
Of course, it's
you
up there. Of
shake
course.
my hand and you slap my fucking face at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. So, that's it for this video. Okay. Hope you now have more information on Patreon. Those who did pledge, hope you get on it. Keep your eyes
Game's
peeled.
busted. It's cracked.
PMs this coming Sunday. Please respond as soon as possible. Please pledge for the month of November. If you haven't yet, I need as many people as possible. Please, if you pledge in October, please consider and keep your pledges going, not just pulling out, because it's that ongoing support that's going to allow me to be successful.
No.
Thank you to those who've donated games. Thank you to those who are considering donating games. Thank you to those who are looking forward to all the new stuff coming up. I'm feeling positive. I hope you're feeling positive as well. All right.
God.
That's it, everyone. Thank you. And I'll see you soon. What's going on, everyone? Darkside Phil here. It is November 16th,
Oh my God, dude.
2016. And a few things that I wanted to cover in a quick vlog that I'm filming here tonight before I jump into another session of gaming for the day during this very busy
Oh my God, I just
fall
want to do
gaming
a
season.
fucking Z jump.
In regards to some updates on what's been going on with my business recently, in regards to some changes that are coming to my business as soon as in just a couple days, and also regarding
God,
the
dude,
holidays coming up,
this game is
because the
pissing me
holidays
off.
are about to hit. And every single year I do some stuff during the holidays that's a little bit different than how I do get YouTube coverage and stuff during the course of the regular year, and I want to talk a little bit about that to get the information out there so that people can get excited.
I'm
and start
so
working
tempted to do
on
save
stuff,
states.
okay?
You don't believe.
So allow me to
You don't believe it.
smacking my leg here. Allow me to start by giving everyone a very brief update about what's going on with my business and some changes that are going to happen right away. All right. For those of you who don't know, I mean, you must not have been paying attention to this channel very
No.
often. You must not have
Oh
listened
my
to any of
God,
my streams
dude,
for the past
it's-
couple of months.
I'm thinking
About
doing
a
save
month
states.
ago,
I'm
I announced
thinking
that my
it.
business wasn't doing so well. For whatever reason, it seems
Because I know what
YouTube
to
is
do.
saying that I'm
It's
getting
just
less
Mario
views
is being a
than I
piece of
usually
shit
would at the
about
end of the
it.
year, less views than I've had ever in the past, and there's no explanation for it because people are showing up and enjoying things like the live streams. I'm getting higher engagement rates than I've had in a long time, meaning more likes, less dislikes, more people are watching for a longer period of time. It's all the things that YouTube tells you is good in their data analytics, yet they're telling me that overall my views are down, which makes no sense. And because of
There you
that,
go.
my profit has been down, all right?
Profit's
As of
been
last
down.
month, about a month ago when I first revealed this to everyone, I was nervous that I was even going to be able to pay my bills for the month and that I was going to be able to do this
Are
as a
you
YouTube job
serious
long-term,
right now?
simply because
Come
of the
on.
big declines. I didn't know what was going on, and I basically appealed to you, the viewers, for feedback. Now, I've got tons of feedback since then, from as little as it is some kind of an algorithm change with YouTube and there's not much you could do about it. Certain views aren't counting anymore because if you don't watch for a certain amount of time, it doesn't record as a view.
polygons.
Which, by the way, is bullshit, and I do want to mention this.
No.
Basically, it's a
Oh
way
my
for
God, we're
YouTube
back
to
in the
make
water.
profit while cheating the content creator. Because when you think about it, when you first play a YouTube video, what's the first thing you see? An advertisement. So regardless of how actually long you watch that YouTube video, you've already watched the ad, and therefore YouTube already got the ad revenue for that advertisement. So if YouTube is saying, oh, well, if you only watch a video for 20% of it, let's say, or 30% of the length of the video, it shouldn't count as a view. That's bullshit, because they already made their ad revenue, because they play the ad first. So there should be zero criteria by which YouTube judges if a view is a view.
No,
If your
no.
video plays at all, it should be a fucking view. It should count towards your video, and you should get credit for it if you have advertisement revenue on the video. Right now, YouTube's not doing that. They're literally robbing people, and I don't know how it's legal, because I really don't think it is, but I'm certainly no lawyer, and I couldn't take them
Yeah, he's
to
not a
court
lawyer,
because I
guys.
don't have enough money. But I digress. Whatever's happened with YouTube, it looks like things aren't going so well for my business. So I announced this a month ago, and I said, you know, there's ways that you can help. You can disable ad blocker when you watch my videos. You could pledge to my Patreon. And a lot of people did a lot of that stuff, because I could tell you, since I made that initial video about a month ago, a few things have happened. Number one, my ad revenue is up, okay? Now, it could be that it's because people disabled ad blocker like I asked, and so I'm just making more ad revenue by default because people are watching and or not blocking the ads. Number two, it could be that YouTube ad revenue is up right now because it's the end of the year and it's the holidays. It could be a combination of both, but I can tell you right now, at least from what I'm seeing, okay,
Okay, what are you seeing, Phil?
what I'm making right now, compared to what I was making just 1 to 2 months ago, is much better. Now, it's not great. It's not, oh my god.
Oh my God, it is so crazy. It is so crazy. This guy, in all these videos, like September, like what year, what month was this? November. And he's like, he was dooming the fuck out of his revenue. And he always says in these same videos, my revenue was pretty good, guys. It was better than last month.
Not a whole flip for the business, and now I'm making excessive amounts of money. It's not. It's just at least on par to somewhere where I can pay my freaking bills on a monthly basis, okay? So, if I could keep it up at the level that I've been keeping it up, that's good.
Are you
news,
kidding
right?
me?
So
This
that is a good
game,
positive
this,
update. Now,
the
that could
way
change
these
at any
controls
time,
work, I don't
but
know
one
what
problem
is
that I'm
going
actually
on.
having right now is that YouTube's
It's like the
data is
collision
not updated
detection is
properly.
fucked up.
What's supposed
And
to
that probably
happen
is what's
every
going
day,
on.
YouTube records your views and then records the ad revenue, and it reports that to you. Right now, it's not doing that at all. What's
Yeah,
it
I'm
doing
blaming-
is,
I'm
like,
blaming Nintendo.
staggering
Yeah,
chunks
maybe-
of 5 to 10 days
Okay.
where the data will
Okay,
all be completely
Mario,
outdated,
come on.
and then all of a sudden, all the data will backload in. That's not how it's supposed to work, but apparently YouTube screwed something up, and it's taking them forever to get their data. So at least going off of what I can see, which at this point is almost 5 days delayed, it looks like things are going all right. It could change. It could be the next update that loads, it's nothing. Or it could be the next update that loads, I made a ton of money. Who knows? Because you never know because you're staggered for so many days. It sucks that they're supposedly live reporting improvements don't actually work.
Okay, come on. He
So,
made that jump
all
1,000
being said,
times.
I'm feeling positive, and I'm hoping that things are going to continue on a positive trend. All right.
Positive trend.
But that also being said, I do want to say this. Thank you to those who were big patrons to mine in the month of October. However, a lot of people, as I suspected, they pledged in October big amounts, right? We're going to be having an Indies Marathon at the end of this month
Right, just
because of
upward.
that, which I'm excited for. And by the way, if you were a patron in October, you have been upgraded at this point on the KingOfHate.com forum, so please go start nominating indie games and posting up your questions for my Ask the King show. But a lot of people lowered their pledges. They gave up maybe a bigger pledge that 1 month. And
No,
they lowered
how
it. So
how
we
the
need to do
fuck did that
We need
happen?
to continue to do this is we need more people to step
Fuck
up
this
and try
game.
to pledge small amounts to replace those larger pledges that have now been declined. So please
Oh
don't think
my
that
god,
I have
dude.
one
What
month
was
of
that?
big Patreon response that I'm out of the woods. I'm not. If every month we could get people stepping up, pledging $1, $5, that's what's going
I'm not out of
to
the
allow
woods
me
yet,
to do
guys.
this full turn. All right, I do appreciate the one giant surge, but that it can't just be one surge and then it trails off. It has to be kind of trying to keep it maintaining at that great level. So hopefully we can do it. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about changes because there's 2 critical changes to my business that I'm
Come on.
going to make almost.
I just got all that
immediately,
health.
I've already done, and I'm going to continue to roll this change out. So allow me to explain. Last year, if you remember, I unfortunately had to make lots of videos private and or unlisted on YouTube.
Oh boy, we're talking about
because
this
of
again.
false copyright claims against my channel. Now, was it copyright claims because the game makers were being impersonated? No, it was
No.
for artwork, fan art, stupid stuff that makes absolutely no sense. You know, people would make fan art with me,
No.
superimpose my face
Dude,
over a character from a video game or whatever.
fucking
And I would use that as like a
garbage.
pre-stream or as something that I would show between commercial breaks. And unfortunately, a lot of people.
I don't think I'm
filed
gonna get the
false
star.
copyright
I'm
claims
just.
against the artwork.
I don't think I'm gonna be
And
able
YouTube,
to.
because of its way that it used to process copyrights. It used to be you're guilty until proven innocent. So I got a ton of copyright strikes and or copyright issues against my channels because of it, to the point where I was in desperate threat of having my channel shut down. So I had to make a ton of videos that all included fan art and templates and all kind of stuff like that. I had to make them either all private or delete them completely in order to defend myself against this attack. The good news is 2 things. Number 1, since that happened last year, the last time it happened was
come on.
September of 2015 was the last time I
There
had
you
a
go.
false copyright strike against me. I've had no further false copyright strikes. I've had no issue whatsoever with copyright in over a year. That's a good thing. Number 2, since then, other YouTubers who were much bigger than me had the same issues as me. Basically, people were filing false copyright strikes against them. They were impersonating companies and stuff that they were using, video clips in under fair use law. They should have
No.
been protected, but YouTube was flagging them and giving them copyright strikes, saying, "Oh, well, guilty until proven innocent," which is bullshit. In the U.S. court of law, it's innocent until proven
What?
guilty.
Why
You
does
don't
that
need to
happen?
operate your business like that
He
unless
was
you're actually
across
violating
the
law.
bridge.
Whatever.
He was
YouTube
across
thinks
that
it can do
stupid
whatever it wants,
bridge.
right? The good news is, in the past year, because other higher profile YouTubers
Oh my
than
God, I
me
don't know.
have had massive issues with YouTube copyright, YouTube has changed
gonna
their
save
copyright
state.
system. Okay.
I'm debating
Basically,
it.
the way it works now is
'Cause I
you
don't
have
think
to
you can.
provide
Oh, you
more
can rewind.
evidence
Nice.
that you are the
Yeah, I'm gonna
legal
rewind.
copyright
Fuck
holder of
this.
something before you can file a copyright claim against anyone. All right. In addition, YouTube now actually accurately reviews copyright claims. They don't just.
I don't care. I
have a
beat the.
computer
I
apply
did
them
it
anymore.
correctly.
Thank God.
I
because that was
tried.
the dumbest fucking thing possible. I mean, I don't know how they thought they weren't going to get sued out of their own ass by having a robot auto apply a copyright claim without a human ever looking at it. But now apparently humans are actually looking at copyright claims, and they're reviewing them on a case-by-case basis before they instate the claim. So I know this because there's a few YouTubers this year who I've been kind of following, and they had these copyright claims put against them, and instead of actually getting a claim against them, they received a notice saying, FYI, just so you know, this party tried to put a copyright claim against you, but once we reviewed the case, we realized, no, you're under fair use, therefore, we don't believe that's the case, and your video is fine, don't worry about it, but we want to give you the information that someone is trying to tell you that you're stealing their content, and we don't believe it's true.
We don't believe it's true.
That is a huge effing improvement, man. Like, why that wasn't in place to begin with.
I don't want to chill with the bully.
It really seems to me that YouTube was a business where they set up what it is, and then afterwards, once they realized how popular it was, oh, now we'll try to fix all the legal loopholes that we created by not having any protections or proper processes in place in regards to copyright law or DMCA or anything. Again, how they didn't get sued into oblivion, I don't know, because they would lose pretty much every court case against them. I don't get it. But apparently there are now safeguards in place. So what that means is that I can feel free to use fan art, to use templates, to kind of bring back all that stuff that I used to do that made everything I did more interactive and feel more like a fun community. It can come back now. It's been over a year. I haven't been able to use a single piece of fan art. I haven't been able to use any templates for anything. Nothing. It's been dead for a year like that because of the false copyright bullshit against me. The loophole apparently has been closed. So, what I've done this week in particular, I made public a playlist that normally I had made private last year to protect myself. It's the Pokemon Omega Ruby playthrough. So that's good, right? Because people right now are very anticipating of Pokemon Moon and Sun, which are both coming out on Friday of this week. And yes, I will be doing a playthrough of Pokemon Moon. But people wanted kind of a lead-in, and I said, hey, guess what? I made Pokemon Omega Ruby public. You can check it out. So there's two ways you can find that. If you just go on YouTube and you search DSP Gaming Pokemon Omega Ruby playthrough, it'll come up. Or if you want it even easier than that, go to thekingofhate.com, my website. On the very top, there's a playlists tab. Click on that, and then a search comes up. You could type any game I've ever played on YouTube
where he tells us that you'd rather be homeless than go back to Twitch.
Any game from DSP Gaming, from Darkside
I want to say it's
you can
this
look
video.
for DSP Tries It videos. You can look for anything on there. It'll bring it up. So type in Pokemon Omega Ruby. Playthrough will be live, and you'll be able to watch it. Okay. Now there were many other playthroughs that went private last year when this all happened, including I believe it was my Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask playthrough, my coverage of the Monster Hunter that I did early last year. In particular, the one that most people have asked for is Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, because I did a full playthrough of the game with full voice acting. You tell me of one other YouTuber who fully voice acted all the lines.
I voice acted.
Find one. All right, I was
Persona
the one
3,
person who went above and beyond
FES.
that freaking playthrough. And it really pained me to have to make that one private because I knew that all the work and effort that I had put into it and people wanted to see it. Well, they're all still private, FYI. The only one I made public is Pokemon Omega Ruby.
Fuck you, Nintendo. This is how you play the game, okay? This is how you play it. I don't.
And make everything.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Something else goes wrong. Okay, I want to take it step by step, little by little. I'm not saying that I'm accepting fan art at this point because I'm not. I'm just trying to go baby steps. All right. So right now you can watch Pokemon Omega Ruby. It's a great way to prepare for my Pokemon Moon playthrough that's going to start this Friday. Okay, and what I'm planning on doing is as we move further into maybe say later this year, early next year, maybe every once in a while, I'll announce I made this one public now. I made this one public. I mean, obviously Majora's Mask would be a great one for me to make public as we're leading into the new Zelda game coming out next year, which, by the way, apparently was delayed again. It's not coming out with the launch of the Nintendo Switch, which is hilarious because that was the whole reason everyone was going to fucking buy one. Yeah, it could be a good idea to maybe release these slowly over time and make sure that everything's okay with them before I just release the floodgates and start using fan art and doing everything again.
Come on, you piece of shit.
So that's the deal. Right now, you can check out Pokemon Omega Ruby, and more of those playthroughs that went private last year are probably going to be going public in the near
Hold on, what
future,
did he
thanks
say?
to YouTube and art. The new Zelda game coming out next year, which, by the way, apparently was delayed again. It's not coming out with the launch of the Nintendo Switch, which is hilarious, because that would be a great one for me to make public as we're leading into the new Zelda game coming out next year, which, by the way, apparently was delayed again. It's not coming out with the launch of the Nintendo Switch, which is hilarious.
I
That
thought
was the whole reason everyone was going to fucking buy one.
I thought it did come out the same day.
Yeah, it could be a good idea to maybe release these slowly over time and make sure that everything's okay with them before I just release the floodgates and start using fan art and doing everything again. Alright, so that's the deal. Right now, you can check out Pokemon Omega Ruby, and more of those playthroughs that went private last year are probably going to be going public in the near future, thanks to YouTube finally fixing their broken fucking copyright system. Hallelujah!
Hallelujah.
Alright, now here's another major change that's going to happen right away, okay? Live streaming. I have live streamed since 2013, okay? The way that I live stream is incredibly different from the way that most people live stream. As you know, when I live stream, I barely interact with stream chat whatsoever. The reason being is very simple, because when I'm live streaming, I'm also recording that playthrough to upload to YouTube. So if I were constantly addressing the stream chat and constantly taking away from the game to respond to stream chat comments and everything, it takes away, the playthrough would be degraded, the playthrough would be less quality, and it would be not focused at all on the game or gameplay. It would be focused on the stream chat. Now, there's plenty of people who do live streaming like that, and they're very successful. That's not how I want to conduct my business, and I think that if I were to do that, quite honestly, those who don't attend my live streams would be incredibly turned off and not watch my content anymore, because I've been here
Where's
since
the star?
2008, and since then, my whole intention is to
What?
play the game, focus on the game, represent to you what
Oh,
the
there
game
it
is like
is.
for the average gamer, not to fucking interact with the stream chat and have a big social event. Alright? My streams are not social events. Let's face it, they're not. Like a lot of streamers,
Oh.
the reason you come out to watch the stream, it doesn't matter what game they're playing, it
No,
doesn't matter if
this
they're
is
on the
a star.
toilet taking a shit, you would still attend the stream because you like the person, the social interaction. But that's not why I live stream. Alright? It's just not, and that's not what I'm planning on ever doing.
Okay, I'm just gonna like
So-
try to jump.
That being said, the streaming that I do is that I do.
Blech.
The streaming that I perform, let's say it that way, is solely as a fan interaction and or fan service. I don't do it for me. It doesn't add to the quality of the video I'm making.
Okay,
I do it
how
for
does
you.
that happen?
And I know that there are hundreds, or not, if not more, people
There we go.
out there who enjoy attending my live streams on a daily basis. And the bottom line is, for the last several years, I have.
Yeah, I
live
wasn't
streamed
gonna use
pretty
save
much
states, but
daily.
the
Every single day,
snowman
at
broke
least
me.
one stream a day, with a few exceptions here
The
or there. days
snowman
when I'm busy
broke
with
me.
other stuff, or I'm playing offline for whatever reason. But for the most part, everything I do ends up being live streamed since 2013. Okay. Now, this was a huge change. Before then, everything was offline, everything was recorded previously and uploaded, and then I would be able to just basically see your reactions via this YouTube comments and social media interaction and stuff like that, forum posts, rather than seeing a live stream who directly reacted live to the stuff
Are you
that was
kidding
going
me?
on in the
I'm
game.
not gonna.
So it was a big change, okay?
I'm not gonna.
But ultimately, here's what I think has happened. This is my honest opinion based off of your feedback from last month when I said my business isn't doing so well. A lot of people seem to have come out and said, Phil, I think what's going on is this. It's very simple. You stream every day, right? Every day, how many people are
Okay,
on a stream?
now
Well,
I'm gonna
you
try
really
not
see that
to,
anywhere upwards
save state.
500 to 1,000 viewers, if not more. There's some times this year when I did the PlayStation VR, I had over 1,500 people on my stream, which is very, very rare when I ever get that many people. Okay. When I do a new release, there's a lot of people, right?
Oh.
And
Alright, calm
those
down.
people probably watch me cover games and new releases or whatever, and then never come back. They just watch the first few minutes. Okay, now I know what that game is, and they're gone, right? But if I continue to live stream that playthrough, let's say you got 300-400 people who keep coming back every day and watch the playthrough on stream. That's a significant amount of views that I'm not getting on YouTube. Now you may say, well, Phil, that's just 300-400 views. Well, no, it's not. Because what you got to remember is, let's say I'm playing a 3.5-hour stream. So I put out 7-8 videos, okay, times the amount of people who
I don't
are
know
on
what
the
happened
stream.
there.
So when I'm on the
but I'm
stream,
not gonna
that's
save
what?
state.
You know, let's for just the sake of argument, let's say 300 people. 300 people times 8 is 2,400 views that I didn't get that day because I ran the live stream instead of playing the videos on YouTube, right? So
Right.
the bottom line is, I'm not doing streaming for profitability at all. In fact, I make almost nothing live streaming. It's always been fan service. So I'm actually losing out doing it. A lot of people have expressed that since I've live streamed, that sadly the quality of the commentary and the videos that I make has gone down a bit because I'm a little bit distracted by the stream chat, and especially in certain games, there's spoilers and stuff.
How
in
is
the
he
stream
looking
chat that
at stream
spoil
chat? I thought he
me.
was in an isolation
I have to
booth.
agree there, and a lot of times people do try to spoil purposely just to be dicks and stuff like that. So it is what it is, right? I mean, yes and no, it's true in some cases. It's not true in others, because here's the thing. People always assume
Like,
now
it's so funny. I've said this so many times where it's like, I just now became a live streamer and interaction, all this other bullshit. And it's like, dude, you've been doing that. He just said here, he reacted to stream chat. Come on.
I'm always constantly being spoiled by stream chat or having my hand held by stream chat, which is hilarious because just recently, as you know, I haven't been live streaming everything at night. I've been doing nighttime sessions of games. People have been accusing me at times when I'm doing good in a game, right? Oh my god, Phil's actually doing really well in this boss fight, or he's doing really well at this puzzle. Oh, Phil must have had his hand held in the stream chat. But I wasn't live streaming when I recorded that. It's hilarious because, you know, you get these dopes who literally have to come to shit on me anytime that I do anything positive, right? Or I'm doing well. Has to be because someone told me or I got spoiled or something. When in reality, I wasn't even live streaming during those periods. So all this being said, live streaming is great, but doesn't necessarily fit in with my style of video. Not necessarily. And I don't think that live streaming every single thing that I do is working out. In fact, if you don't even realize this, in the past year, I've actually significantly decreased the amount that I live stream. I used to live stream 8 hours a day. I was live streaming like 5 hours earlier and then 2 to 3 hours later. It was ridiculous. The amount I was live streaming Ask the King. I was live streaming the weekend preview. I live streamed every single video that I put on YouTube.
I forgot you live streamed the weekend preview.
For everything to be live streamed, but people were like, we want to see it, right? But now that I see the amount of time it takes to set up a stream, the amount of work that it takes to make sure it's consistent, it's not fluctuating. Just perfect example, today, I'm live streaming Watch Dogs 2. And as I'm live streaming, people are saying, well, YouTube's still working, but for some reason, Phil's website, thekingofhate.com, went down, and now half of us can't watch the stream anymore because we were watching on the website. So now as I'm playing the game, I'm looking at this, and I'm distracted at this, and I know that I'm missing stuff in the game, and or maybe my commentary isn't as good as it could be, because I'm incredibly distracted by what's going on, because the stream isn't going according to plan or whatever. And that's the kind of stuff that I think takes away, alright? In addition, I think that if I live stream every single day, it basically, it takes away the special feeling of live streaming, right? Think of it this way. Everything in moderation. It's good to have ice cream every once in a while, because it's great.
I did not go here at all.
If you have ice cream every single day,
I thought I did.
It loses its appeal, right? Because it's there every day. It's taken for granted. It's not a special treat. It's something that you get every single day. So if you had a filet mignon steak, wow, I get that once every several years. I go out and spend a ton of money on a steak, and it's mouth-wateringly delicious. If you had a mouth-wateringly delicious steak every single day, it will become commonplace and it's not special anymore. And sadly, I think that's what's happened with my live streaming, is people take it for granted. Phil will be live streaming.
They take him for granted. I love you.
It's not special.
He always says that.
It's not a big deal.
Take it for granted.
So
Dude,
I
you're
think
taking
what
for
I'm going to
granted.
do is
You're taking
significantly
for
reduce
granted.
the amount that I live stream. Not the amount of videos that I'm making, not the amount of, games that I'm playing, but just the live streaming portion of it itself. So what I think I'm going to do moving forward, okay, this is pretty much in effect as of right now, directly today. If a new release is coming out, if I'm doing a special session of something, and like, for example, multiplayer, or if there's a new update to a game, okay, a new episode of a game or something like that, I'm probably going to live stream it. So I'll give you a perfect example, all right? Tomorrow, I'm going to be playing Sombra in Overwatch. It just had a big new update yesterday. New character, new tweaks to existing characters. Perfect time for me to play a session of Overwatch, okay? Tomorrow, I will live stream that. Makes sense to live stream that. It's something different. It's something that people will want to see live and react to. So that's going to be tomorrow. It will be live streamed. Friday, Pokemon Moon releases. I will be live streaming my first session of Pokemon Moon. It's a new game. People want to see it right away, right? I'll probably get decent stream attendance because people are excited for the new game. All right? But when I'm moving on and continuing on playthroughs, for example, playing Watch Dogs from now on. When I play Watch Dogs 2, I'm not going to live stream it. Because right now, I'm over 5 hours into the game. Actually, yesterday I played for 5 hours, and right now I'm over 8 hours into the game. And the bottom line is, the majority of people who watch my videos have not watched every video yet. They're not caught up with the playthrough. So if they watch the live stream, they're going to get spoiled on the playthrough, right? And stream engagement is low because I'm a chunk into this ongoing longish game. People aren't turning out for the streams. Therefore, there's no reason for me to live stream everything, okay? So what you're going to find is every week, it's going to be different. Some weeks, I'll be streaming a lot more. If there's a lot of new games coming out and a reason to live stream, I'll live stream more. If it's a week when I'm just doing ongoing playthroughs of games that have been going on for several weeks, maybe I won't live stream at all. But when I do a multiplayer session of one of these games, then I'll probably live stream those, because those, it's a kind of commentary where I'm constantly reacting constantly to what's going on. It's not just about me continuing on the story or something of an ongoing playthrough.
Damn, what should I
think that might lend itself a little bit better to a live stream, because it could be more interactive. When I'm playing a game online, right, multiplayer game, I could talk to the stream chat. It doesn't really take away from the video, right? So, immediately as of today, that's the deal. New releases, online multiplayer, and special events will be live streamed, but other things like ongoing playthroughs will not. So for example, perfect example coming up this week, I'm going to be doing Overwatch and Pokemon Moon, but once those premieres are done, I'm not going to live stream the rest. It's all going to be recorded offline and uploaded to DSP Gaming like it always has been, and or maybe should have been in the past several years. Therefore, those who would have watched the live stream will watch the videos. I'll get more views, which I need right now desperately to keep my business afloat. And it won't seem like people coming to the stream are diluted. Another thing is, I'll be honest here. When I first play a game, when I'm first starting a playthrough, people are engaged. They're in the stream, they're talking about the game, they're all excited. Once you get into the middle of an ongoing playthrough, people lose interest, they start talking about other stuff. I'll be honest, the stream chat today had nothing to do with the game whatsoever. Everyone talking in the stream chat today was talking about Overwatch, was talking about this and that, nothing to do with the game. That takes away from the stream. People are trying to watch. Oh, I wonder what people are chatting about. What the fuck is this? It's nothing to do with the game.
Nothing to do.
So, there you have it. I'm going to take away that element completely. It's just going to be me playing these ongoing playthroughs offline like I used to, and uploading the videos to YouTube.
I'm gonna do that.
So the streaming is going to change significantly starting right now. Alright? If you want the absolute black and white yes or no on when and I won't and will and won't be streaming, excuse me, you got to follow me on Twitter at TheyCallMeDSP. On Twitter every night I put up a schedule, and I'll tell you on that schedule whether or not I'll be streaming or not the next day, okay? And we'll go from there. Last but not least, this is the final thing, the holidays are coming up. And that means two things. Number one, I'm going to be doing some holiday-themed videos coming up shortly. And number two, the year-end series are coming. Let's talk about both of those things, okay? First of all, coming up next week, it's Thanksgiving in the United States. You might not know what that day means if you don't live in the United States. It's a big national holiday for us where we celebrate being thankful for all the things that we get throughout the year, whether it's health, whether it's money, whether it's friends and family, whether it's anything that's a positive thing. We celebrate that on this day. Our thankfulness.
There's like
for
two
it.
different Final Fantasy VIIs. Like,
I'm going to be doing probably either an Instagram post or a special vlog in regards to our Thanksgiving meal that we're going to have here, okay? My Christmas tree. We're putting up our Christmas tree next week. Actually, it's going to be Wednesday night of next week. I'm going to be vlogging that like I always do. It'll be several parts where we walk through the Christmas tree getting put up. Show you the different things that we're doing with it this year. Should be pretty entertaining. I'll be talking about stuff that went on.
There, Retro better be happy.
It's going to be interesting. I always love trimming the tree, and I think this year will be no exception. So that's going to be coming up in the next week or so. You're going to see those videos on my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs. But the most important one out of all this, the year-end series, the funniest moments of the year.
Begging for it.
Every year I do this series, it's the fan-voted funniest moments of the year, meaning that all this year
you should be gifting 50 subs
things that you found hilarious in my video game playthroughs and or my videos on YouTube on my website, thekingofhate.com. What I'm going to be doing shortly, meaning in early December, I'm going to take that listing of the things that you nominated, and I'm going to create some polls by which you're going to be able to vote on my forums on what you thought were the funniest things of all year long. I'm going to take the results of those polls and make a countdown series of videos at the end of the year that I'm going to put up on my new YouTube channel, KO Gaming, that's going to make pretty fun countdowns of the funniest stuff. Now, here's the deal. I don't talk about this a lot. It's really just the really long-time viewers who end up nominating stuff for this countdown, okay? If you are a current viewer of mine, you watch my playthroughs, you watch my vlogs, you watch all this stuff. Please, if you find something that you think is just really interesting and or funny, and it should be in this countdown,
either ice or lightning.
KingHate.com. In the general section, there's already a thread. It's been up there all year, stickied, where you can post up these nominations for the funniest moments. I know right now people are watching stuff like Watch Dogs and Dishonored, and all the first-person shooter gameplay I've done in the past several weeks, like Battlefield and almost said Warcraft, Titanfall 2, and Call of Duty, and there's tons of funny moments in that stuff. But I need you guys to help me, because it's your series. It's the fan voted. So you need to nominate and vote on these so that we can, you know, for me, it's hard. I've played all these games, right? Every day I'm playing anywhere from 3 to maybe 5-6 hours of gameplay a day. Meaning this year alone, up to now, I've probably played over, 1,000 freaking hours of gameplay, if not more. I can't remember the funniest stuff, You're the ones who, when you're watching it, oh, that's hilarious, let me make a note of it. That's kind of the thing that makes the series work every year. So please, go to thekingofhate.com, nominate your funny moments, and when it comes up in early December and I make the polls, I'll let you know when they're live so you can start voting on the year-end stuff, alright? In summary, number one, I seem to be doing a little bit better financially than I was for the past few months. I don't want to jinx it, so knock on wood. We'll see how it goes. Thank you to those who have been watching my videos, who've been watching the live streams, who have been turning off ad blocker, and who have pledged to my Patreon. It's definitely helped.
Damn.
Let's keep this positivity going. Number two, as of right now, it seems YouTube's copyright issues are starting to slow down a little bit. Therefore, I'm going to slowly start making playthroughs that I made private last year due to the false copyright strikes live. Pokemon Omega Ruby is already live. You could already watch that, and I'll be looking to make others live.
Barrett may live, though.
Baby steps.
Barrett will live to probably die.
Live streaming is changing dramatically. I'm not going to be live streaming everything. It's only going to be for premieres and special events like multiplayer events and marathons and stuff like that. Therefore, check my schedule every single night on Twitter at TheyCallMeDSP to know when I am and am not live streaming. And last but not least, the holiday stuff's coming up. Thanksgiving, Christmas tree trimming, and year-end series. Please contribute and please nominate your funniest moments on my forums. That's it, everyone, for a big update. I hope you enjoyed it and it was informative. I'm back to playing Watch Dogs 2 right now. And you, I hope, have a good night. Peace out, everyone.
Peace out.
See you soon.
Damn, Wait. Whatever.
What's going on, everyone? Darkside Phil here with a special vlog. Not planning, obviously, to film this one. It wasn't anything that was on my schedule or that I thought was going to be something that I was going to be discussing publicly again so soon. But I do feel that a few things have happened that in the past few days / week, that there's been some developments in regards to my business, in regards to my live streaming. There's been some things that I've said that maybe
okay, so he did that Pokemon stream where he yelled at his audience for like not showing up or whatever, like, oh, you guys are fucking lazy. RTU started dogging on him over it because he watched Eddie B43's video, and now suddenly, excuse me, he has to do a video talking about it. He has to.
I mean to say him that way, and I didn't express myself properly the way that I said them, for example, on a pre-stream or on a post-stream this week. And, sadly, what ends up happening is when I say something maybe the wrong way or not how I intended to mean it or not really what I was trying to say. I'm a real human here, and I make mistakes.
He's a real human, guys.
Express myself in the way that I want to perfectly 100% of the time. Duh! I mean, you could probably go back over the 8 years I've been on YouTube and find about 4 million examples where I said one thing and then afterwards I was like, oh shit, well I actually meant to say this, or no, really it's more like this, but when I was saying something on the fly, I didn't necessarily say it in a way that was the best way to say something, especially if it's in a way that doesn't hurt people or insult people.
I gotta hear this again.
But when I was saying something on the fly, I didn't necessarily say it in a way that was the best way to say something, especially if it's in a way that doesn't hurt people or insult people, right? But what happens is you've got people who literally sit here, and I'm not kidding you, right now they're doing it right now, as this video is going live on YouTube. They're sitting here and they're analyzing every little thing that I possibly say to find something, somewhere where I slipped, somewhere where I might have said something in a bad way, or maybe a way that doesn't necessarily 100% make sense.
Again,
or
like,
be something that's
why you didn't have
inflammatory
to
some
say
people, or
anything.
insulting to some people, and that's
He
what
just
they
chose to be an
focus on,
asshole.
Right?
I don't get why he was
the other
like...
part of the discussion that's been going on, but that 1% where I said something that may have been a bad way to say something. Okay. Case in point, the reason I'm bringing this up is because this past whole month, there's been a ton of discussion around myself, around my YouTube channels, how to improve, how to make them more viable for the modern audience on YouTube. Because the bottom line is, for 8 years, I have primarily done raw video game playthroughs and raw video gaming Let's Play live streams on a daily basis, and it doesn't seem like that's cutting the mustard per se, alright? What I've noticed is a huge drop-off in views. I can't explain it. It kind of came out of nowhere because the first half of this year was great. The first half of 2016 was amazing. Views were up. I have my new channel, KO Gaming, that was doing really well, and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden this summer, literally out of nowhere, it didn't seem like there was any cause or effect relationship. It dipped massively and hasn't come back to anywhere near the levels where it used to be. So when I'm seeing something like that, I obviously have to appeal to my viewing audience and say, what's going on? Can you give me feedback? Can you give me suggestions for improvement? What exactly is happening? And you know what? The bottom line is the majority of YouTubers wouldn't do that. The majority of YouTubers out there hide the business aspect of stuff. And you know what? I'm not saying that's wrong or that's right. I don't know. I can tell you that's not my style. As you guys and gals know, especially those who follow me in the long term, I'm the kind of person that is completely transparent. I let you know about all the stuff kind of going on behind the scenes. I share that with you because I really do feel that you, the viewer, are the person who's here on a daily basis, not only to watch my content and enjoy it, but also that's almost like an experience. This whole YouTube thing has been an organic experience between myself and my viewership that I really feel that being transparent has allowed you to feel like behind the scenes and be a part of it. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm better than anyone else. I don't feel like what I'm doing puts me on as an e-celebrity pedestal. And, you know, a lot of people may say, but Phil, you say all the time that your videos are better than everyone else who does Let's Plays. You know what? Again, that's just me not expressing myself well. Alright? I don't necessarily think that the way that I do videos is better or necessarily the only way to do it. I personally feel that doing a raw Let's Play is the best way to do it. That's my personal belief, because you don't get the one-sided fluff of editing out all the parts of the game that are boring, or editing out the fails of a game, right? Or only making the game look good because you're basically doing a paid PR advertisement, which, quite honestly, a lot of big gaming YouTubers, that's what they do because they're paid to do it. Alright? That's not what I do. That's never what I've done. That's not what I want to do, and that's not what I intend to ever do here on YouTube. But it seems like that's where YouTube is going when it comes to gaming videos. People want to see highly edited, highly polished gameplay videos where all the fails and all the boring stuff of the game is cut out. It's only non-stop entertainment. A joke here, fun commentary there, a funny part here, a funny fail there. And literally when you watch a Let's Play of a game, it's really not a Let's Play at all. It's more of a best of montage with all kinds of stuff in there that could be scripted. Now, I know there's some people who don't do scripted stuff, and they still find a way to do it right, okay? But I do feel that what I do on YouTube is, at least from my perspective, right, a different way to do it, and a way that has intrinsic value. I do feel that my video style has intrinsic value. It sets me apart from the pack, because unlike all those other guys using all the methodology to get the big views and everything on YouTube, I don't do that. I don't kowtow down to that denominator of looking for that kind of popularity. I don't care if I don't get the massive mainstream view on YouTube. The bottom line is, all I want is to be able to pay my bills and continue to do this as a business full time. And the thing is, maybe that's not viable anymore. Maybe I do need to change, and I need to do a lot of things that I don't want to do in order to make this a viable business. And that sucks, right? That really does suck. But that's pretty much the reality that's kind of facing me right now, all right? So anyway, here's what's going on. This past month, facing this reality, all right, I've talked to a ridiculous amount of people. I've talked to my biggest fans, and quite honestly, I've talked to some of my strongest critics on YouTube. I've talked to other YouTubers.
You talked to his biggest critics.
I've talked to
RTU?
people on my forums, people in the comments of my videos, people on social media like
second
Twitter.
grade,
Alright? And the bottom line is something's got to give, right? And there's been a lot of conversation about things that I can do. Now, there's long-term fixes and short-term fixes. Long-term, people have said, well, you got to...
Are you going to see the Whispers or whatever they're called?
I can't do that right now. I'm so busy right now in this gaming season. There's no possible way I could completely change my style of video on the fly. It's not going to happen. If something like that is going to happen, it's going to have to happen long-term. Say, over the course of next year, I try to implement a phase kind of plan where, okay, I'm still doing the raw gameplay, but now I'm going to massively implement time so that I could do this edited style montage of the game.
Flowers
for,
around
say,
here.
Gaming and stuff like that.
Well,
we're not there yet, and it's nothing that I could do as an overnight fix. What I've been looking for are overnight fixes, and some people will call them band-aids. Yeah,
I did not buy a
but
flower
let's face
in
it, I gotta do
the
something in the
PlayStation
short term
version.
to try
by
to
the
make
way.
stuff better.
I don't know
can't
what
just
happened
keep doing
there.
the same thing over and over. You know what they say? Insanity is doing the same exact thing over and over and expecting a different result. I can't just do the same exact thing every day and expect that things are magically going to get better overnight out of nowhere. Now, let's be honest here. Since I've revealed what's been going on with my business, there's been a ton of positivity coming out and people pledging to my Patreon and people coming out and saying, we support you, Phil. And that is great. And that is obviously a way to help short-term help things. And honestly, long-term too, because the bottom line is if those people who pledge to my Patreon keep pledging, it's going to help me in the long term, all right? But that's also not going to be the end-all, be-all savior of everything, and I realize that. And you know what it is that I read all this feedback over the past month, and I don't directly make a video like this explaining, and then I think people think that all of that feedback is falling on deaf ears when in reality it's not. It's just
But
that
he
I
made
can't
he
actively
made all
respond
these
to every piece of
videos.
feedback
What
that
is
I
he
get.
talking about?
And
It's
I'll be
like-
honest, a lot of people cannot help
Whatever.
giving feedback without insulting too. It's like, well, here's a bunch of positive feedback. Oh, by the way, Phil's a lazy fuck. Well, that's not going to help. You know what I mean? Like, you can give as much positivity and
But,
constructive feedback
but
as you
literally,
want.
he says they give you a list of good feedback, then say, "And you're a lazy fuck." That's not gonna help. But he literally, but you could just read the fucking
As soon as you
comments.
Put in that insult, you've completely destroyed any kind of a case that you had for trying to help out, and people need to understand that too, alright? But anyway, I'm getting off topic now. The bottom line is, quick fixes for my business have seemed to be either, number one, leaving YouTube streaming altogether and going back to Twitch. Because now people are saying pretty much no one streams on YouTube anymore. It's that simple. Almost no one streams on YouTube at all. YouTube gaming last year, let's face it, was a hideous failure. YouTube claimed they were going to make gaming popular, streaming popular on their website. They haven't. They literally launched YouTube gaming, and they did absolutely nothing whatsoever to
They
promote
made
it,
gaming.
nor to
Hot-
actually
the
make
hot
it viable
YouTube
or
gaming.
convince anyone to come watch streams on YouTube. They've done nothing. You can't just launch something and then just leave it alone and expect that it's just going to massively grow virally. I think Google may think that that's the case or something because that's what happened with the Google search engine and that's what happened with YouTube in a way. But that's not how life works, right? In business, you actually have to have some kind of a competitive edge, and YouTube gaming streaming has no competitive edge.
They're talking about going back to
So,
Twitch.
When you're faced with, gee,
Oh, I
do I continue
use
to live
Overbreak
stream
for a
daily on
reason.
YouTube,
Oh, well.
or do I go to Twitch where that's where all the popular stuff is? When a new game comes out, people are searching for that game, and you can come up in search results easily, and you're going to get organic viewers that are going to come into your live streams just because you're on the most popular streaming platform there is. Obviously, that looks more appealing than streaming on YouTube. Now, I've already given a bunch of reasons why, at least right now, I can't immediately jump ship back to Twitch and say, here we go. In fact, I'll be honest, not only is it a technical aspect, meaning the ability to stream at a quality that I feel is acceptable, but also record at a quality that I feel is acceptable, which is the reason why I left Twitch to begin with 2 years ago. I've actually heard many things about you could fix that now. Like, there's a new version of my streaming program, OBS, that will stream at one quality to Twitch, but record at the higher quality for YouTube. So basically, it fixes the whole issue that I had 2 years ago, okay? There's also
I thought the issue.
philosophical...
He says, but I thought the issue was that like he didn't want to like lower his quality. Now he's open to lowering his quality.
differences that I have, business reasonings that I have for not going back to Twitch, and I might have to eventually just bite the fucking bullet and say, you know what, even though I really disagree with a lot of the stuff that they
Bite
do
the
over there
bullet.
and the philosophy that they have over there, Because the bottom line is, I don't feel that Twitch is about quality gaming streams at all. They don't care about the quality of the stream that's put out. They just care about how much money the stream makes. That's why, if you look, in the 2 years since Amazon bought Twitch,
all about
have they
titty
improved
streamers.
the actual video quality of the website? Have they massively increased server capacity? Have they done anything really to say, look, here we are the premier streaming service, and here's a ton of quality stuff for you? No, they said, here's t-shirts, here's new
Dude, it's crazy. We are like 11 minutes in, and this is an apology.
What you have to pay for, subs, basically every possible thing to fundraise rather than improve the quality of their site. And I'm completely the opposite of that. I'm of the belief that you can improve the quality of a site while you also make it profitable. It's not all just about the money, which it seems to be that entire site is about. There's so many examples I can give of people that violated the site rules, did nasty stuff on that service, and were massively forgiven just because they bring in money to the site. And I don't agree with that at all. And I also know, let's be honest, if I go back to Twitch, I will be the redheaded stepchild. I will be the guy that 2 years ago
The redheaded stepchild, of course,
left the site because I was so furious with their practices, right? That coming back, there's no way I'm ever gonna get any kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of the word I'm looking for, but any kind of consideration from those people, right? That, you know, they're probably gonna be on my ass. They're gonna be like, you're not streaming at the right quality immediately, and do this and this and that. I'll be having people monitoring me. I know it. I just know it because that's
he'll be
that's
monitored.
how they kind of operate.
I
their
love
business.
he's
They have
describing
such
like going on Twitch as if he's like going to prison, like he's gonna be monitored. Like, come on. And when he went there, he had a person watching him that helped him. He got like an indefinite suspension turned into like a 24, 48-hour suspension.
preferential treatment, excuse me, to those who are the big guys, the big dogs, and everyone else is kind of just shuffled under the rug. So there's a lot of reasons why I don't want to go back to Twitch, alright? I might eventually do it, especially if it is true that I can stream to their standards, okay? But I can still record the quality that I want for YouTube. Maybe I'll go back. We'll see. But
maybe he did. He never said.
There's been a lot of other discussion about me reducing the amount that I live stream. And this is really the meat of the video, what I want to get to. Reducing the amount that I live stream, because the bottom line is every day right now I've been live streaming at least 3 to 4 hours. Okay? And what it does is a few things. Number one, it oversaturates. When I'm live streaming every single day, it's not special. It's something that becomes commonplace, right? And because it's commonplace, people tend to say, well, it's going to be there every day. I don't have to actually show up for it because it's commonplace. Phil will be streaming every day and it's not a big deal.
Okay, I want to talk
right?
to Jesse.
And that's the problem, is when it becomes not a big deal, then people don't show up anymore. And here I am, every day, setting up a stream, maintaining a stream, making sure the quality is good, asking people how the volume levels are, doing all this, doing all that. When there's a blip in the stream, I gotta try to figure out what caused that blip and try to adjust it, right? And I have to be here on a set schedule to stream every single day rather than having the flexibility of recording whenever I have a free time and all that kind of noise. And for what? When, quite honestly, if you actually look at live streaming, at least my live streaming, besides when I do a brand new release and I cover it for 1 to 2 days, or if I'm doing a special event like a marathon or maybe a multiplayer session of a new popular game, then people come out to watch. But in general, when I'm doing, let's say, a longer drawn-out playthrough, and I'll give a perfect example, a game like Dishonored 2, where the game was 15 and a half hours long, after the first 2 sessions that I did, almost no one showed up to the streams anymore, because let's face it, 2 reasons. Number one, because a lot of people aren't caught up on the playthrough. Not everyone can watch 8+ hours of gameplay within 2 days and be able to be caught up and be there for the live stream of that game. And number two, because a lot of people are either playing the game themselves, right? And so they don't want to be spoiled on what's going on in the game by watching me play it so rapidly throughout that launch weekend, right? Or various other reasons. There's other life reasons why you can't be there for a live stream every day. Maybe it's appealing to you to be there for the premiere stream, but it's not appealing to you to be there for every moment of every piece of gameplay of that game over the course of the weekend. And what I'm noticing is basically the same exact things for games like Watch Dogs 2 and Pokemon Moon, which I'm now playing. The premieres were great, and after that, the viewership drops off dramatically because people are just, they can't catch up, or for whatever reason, they're not going to watch this incredibly long ongoing playthrough as a live stream. Now, that's different. A few years ago, I think maybe people had that mentality, and now things are more on YouTube becoming more like, well, it's a commonality that people are doing these playthroughs, and so I don't need to be there every single day, right, for the live stream or whatever. So I understand that, but I had this discussion this week. There's a vlog on this channel from earlier this week where I said, I'm just going to cut back then on the live streams because the bottom line is I don't need a live stream every day. And if I cut back on live streams, the people who watch those live streams are, you know, hopefully would watch those videos on demand on YouTube. That's going to give me more views there, which is going to obviously help with my business because right now, the viewership I'm getting on streams doesn't count as much as a view on a video. And I know that sounds weird, but it's true.
It's true,
dude. If you tune into a live stream for 3.5 hours, that's 1 view. If you watch 9 to 10 videos, that's 10 views. And I know that sounds stupid because I agree. Why is it that if someone watches something for 3.5 hours and watches advertisements during it, it doesn't count as much as watching 10 separate videos? I don't know. That's YouTube's mentality. That's not mine.
Wow.
I think that YouTube still...
So that's why he likes doing... Again, this is why he loves uploading a lot of videos, because he gets to rack up ad revenue that way. Doing a stream, it's like... Of course it's not multiple videos. You're sitting through one giant video, technically.
I have to say, in a lot of ways, it's still in its infancy, and it hasn't perfected these kind of metrics or analytics or whatever you want to call them. It should count the same, but it doesn't.
How? Like,
right?
Come on.
And
If
a
you
lot
want
of
to talk
people
about like
are saying
ad
you're
revenue,
live
like
streaming
being a
every
little
day,
different
you're
for
losing out on
streaming, I mean,
thousands
that's
of views a
whatever.
day
But
because
come
you're
on.
live streaming stuff that you don't really need to live stream. You're doing an ongoing, elongated playthrough of a game that has a lot of content. Why are you live streaming it every day? Why are you setting it up there and having to basically lose out on gaming time because I have all the setup and the pre-stream and everything that I do every single day, right? And I have to adhere to this schedule where I have to staunchly be here at certain dates and times and stuff. And people are basically just saying, stop all of that. You're doing it too much and you've oversaturated everything. And what you need to do is go back to the way you used to do it, where you just play games on your own, have fun with them, upload the videos, and yeah, for special occasions then, like the launch of a game or whatever, you should live stream. And I understand that and I agree with that. Now, I also know that there's going to be a group of people, the people who are kind of my core audience, who are there every single day, no matter what I live stream, who are going to be disappointed in that because they feel now betrayed. What the hell? I've been here for every live stream Phil's ever done.
What the flippity
and
floppity
now
flip, dude?
he's going to just cut back on live streams. How is that fair to us? And listen, I understand that. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. No matter what I do to change my business, hurts someone, right? Someone gets hurt. It's someone who's going to be kind of not screwed, but disappointed with whatever changes, and I get that, and that sucks. I know that for a fact. The difference here is that I'm trying to be 100% transparent with you, and I think this is where all the drama happens with me and YouTube, is that I am transparent. I come out and I try to tell you everything going on behind the scenes, and I try to explain to you what's going on
He's
and
always
why
pushing
I'm
people
making
around.
critical
Ah,
business
yes.
decisions. Any other YouTuber
Is
probably
he-
would just say, well,
you
come back
didn't-
on live
you didn't
streaming,
give me my
sorry,
money
everyone,
yet.
and that's it. And there's no further discussion, and there's no explanation, and they don't make multiple vlogs about it, and there's nothing about it,
I'm
right?
just gonna keep their
and you either
names.
accept it or you don't. But for me, I really care about the viewers, and I want you to understand why I'm doing something, right? If the live streams every day were super popular, and there were a ton of people coming out for them, and they were profitable for me, then I would do it every day. But the bottom line is, it's not. You know what I mean? I'm not getting any kind of a significant viewership on these ongoing live streams that's making it viable for me to keep doing it, especially if people are really feeling that it's hurting my overall viewership on my playthroughs because I'm streaming every day. It's just reality, okay? Now, what's happened is these past couple of days, I've been streaming, in particular, Pokemon Moon, okay? And
in particular,
I personally feel, and the people who've been here for the live streams at least, have relayed to me that Pokemon Moon has been one of my best playthroughs in a long time. I'm completely engaged in the game. I'm doing little jokes.
He's engaged.
Better
He's
commentary than I've
joking.
done in a long time. And that has been a major criticism of my.
I love how much drama he front loaded all of this in to get to an apology. Like, it's like we have to really be aware that he's not making a lot of money, and he has a bad life or whatever the fuck, and that's why he's negative. Like, he can't just apologize. not like a normal person.
Game playthroughs as of late is that it seems like when I'm playing these longer form games, such as Dishonored 2, I'll bring another one, another good example. That game was great and I loved it, but there wasn't a ton of stuff to do crazy commentary on. You know what I mean? Unless I wanted to talk about completely off-topic stuff, which I don't like to do when I play games, there wasn't a lot of stuff to talk about during that game. It wasn't like, wow, here's a crazy observational thing that I could talk about. It's not like it's Heavy Rain or Until Dawn where there's hilarious stuff or silly stuff happening and you can make funny commentary and stuff about it. It wasn't like that at all. It was a lot of kind of the same kind of gameplay. It was fun gameplay, but it wasn't something that lent itself well to entertaining or engaging commentary. I feel that Pokemon Moon, at least up to this point, has been the opposite. Seeing new Pokemon, naming the new Pokemon, doing voice acting
How much
for
did
all the main cast so
Remember when
far.
we used to name Pokemon
There's
for
been a lot of
free?
opportunity for great stuff in that playthrough, alright? But that being said, the viewership hasn't been great. The first day, as expected, the premiere was great. And since then, it's dipped. And yesterday, alright, on stream, at the beginning of the stream and end of the stream, I had this discussion with my viewer base because I wanted them to be prepared for the fact that I probably wasn't going to be live streaming much at all this week coming up. This particular week coming up is a holiday week. I'm going to be trimming my Christmas tree, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, where Leanna is working and I have to drive her to and from work. So there's a lot of times where I can't have a consistent schedule this week anyway, so I can't live stream.
Dude, he had to drive Leanna to work? I didn't... I forgot he did that. Well, I guess maybe she never got a driver's license. But she had to, right? If she didn't have a driver's license, that's fine. I'm not gonna like, necessarily dog. Yeah, I don't think she had. Never mind. Never mind.
And I basically made a promise to my viewer base on stream the past couple of days that if viewership was pretty decent for Pokemon Moon, that I would bust my ass basically to still try to live stream as long as I could this week until basically it wasn't viable anymore, which is probably
Damn, you just threw him out of the game
anyway.
You threw that dude out of the
bottom line
game.
is the day one, the viewership was great. Day two yesterday, viewership wasn't great. We started out with a certain amount and it just went all the way down, trailing down during the course of
I've
the
already
stream.
played this on
Now, for
PlayStation,
me,
like the
I
beginning
can't
part,
figure
so
it
I'm
out,
kind of
all right?
skimming
I
through the
can't.
story.
Logically,
But
I
I do know
figure
the
out why
story,
that would
guys, don't
happen
worry.
because I'm enjoying the game. The people who are in stream chat are telling me that they're loving this stream. It's one of the best streams I've done. The viewer, for a viewer who's engaged and liking that I'm engaged in the game, they're telling me that the content is great. So why is the viewership going boo during the course of the stream? I don't know. And I have to call bullshit because most people have come out and said, well, Phil, it's because your commentary isn't good. It's because your commentary has been boring as of late. It's been blasé.
Blasé,
You're not
boring.
enjoying the games you're playing. You're just doing this for a job. And that's why people aren't excited in your stuff. I have to call bullshit. Pokemon has been anything but that. All right? And it would be one thing if I was just going through the motions. I'm not with this game. I'm really actively working to make this an entertaining playthrough, and I'm entertained by the game, so I know that that's coming through in the videos. So when I see viewership going, boo, that tells me that that downward trend has nothing to do with actually what's coming through in the videos at all. All right? And you have to look at it and say, well, what is it? Right? What is the root cause of why a stream would have plummeting viewership when the stream is engaging and entertaining and fun? I don't get it. Right? And, I guess I should ask that kind of question publicly more often. Of course, I'm going to get a ton of bullshit answers from people who are only here to be dicks to me. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, the bottom line is if you watch the Pokemon playthrough, right? And you see that I'm getting people who I don't even hear from are tweeting me now and saying, Phil, I just started watching Pokemon playthrough. It's great.
I will say this
so that's the
flashback
feedback
is
I'm massively
interesting. I
getting.
like that. So
Then
you
obviously
see,
something else is going on. What is it? I don't know. And I don't know
this
how to
was
fix
pretty
it.
cool.
And that leads to frustration. So what ended up happening yesterday, okay, is at the end of my stream, I looked at viewership and I said, well, sorry everyone, but
Sorry,
it looks
everyone.
like viewership plummeted today, and I don't know why. But as we've already had this conversation,
he didn't say it like that. Like, that's what's insane about this. He literally didn't say it like that. Like, that's what's crazy about it. He's like, guys, all I said was, guys, hello. Like, it was a little bit more than that.
all right, I'm not going to continue to live stream
Classic
this
Phil.
game because it looks like people aren't coming out for it anymore. Now, admittedly, then, with my frustration in my head, I said something completely wrong, something I shouldn't have said, something that, of course, every motherfucker on the internet who steals my videos, who illegally records my streams, and who takes every fucking comment I ever say out of context to find that one moment when I say something wrong. Here's what I said. I'll publicly admit it because it's out there, duh. And I didn't mean it, as I said, well, it must just be that people are lazy. People want to see my streams, and people are asking me for streams, and they're begging me, and they're upset that I'm not going to live
begging
stream.
me,
But then when I
dude.
do a great quality live stream, they don't show up, so they're just lazy. Obviously, that's not actually what I feel. There's got to be something going on, right? to make people not feel engaged and not stick around for the length of a stream. I don't know what it is, because they used to. And again, I'll say this again, I'm not doing anything like differently than what I used to. When I'm engaged in a game and I'm doing great commentary and I'm actively engaged in it, and you know, Pokemon in particular, reacting to the new Pokemon, the new abilities, naming the Pokemon, doing voice acting, I don't know how more engaged I could fucking be in a game, honestly.
Honestly.
And I'm loving the game. That's the other thing I've been telling everyone. I'm loving this game. I
enjoy this game. Come on.
It's a new Pokemon game where I'm getting exposed to it for the first time along with everyone else, and I'm seeing the new Pokemon and the new evolutions and everything. I'm really liking this game and this playthrough. Like, I'm digging it. I want to keep doing it. I'm excited today to jump on stream and continue with Pokemon Moon. And I'll be real honest with you, I can't say that for every game that I play. There's some games that after 1 or 2 sessions, okay, I get what the game is. Oh, great, there's another 10 hours of gameplay. Well, I gotta go through it now. This is not the case with Pokemon Moon. I'm very excited to jump back into it on a daily basis, all right? But because I said this one thing that obviously I apologize for.
Phil loving Nintendo, by the way.
Anyone said Phil just called his viewers lazy. They're not coming out to the streams because they're lazy. No, I don't think that's what it is. There's something going on.
The clip, the clip that's so funny is that it includes the recorded stuff with the unrecorded stuff. That's like the funny part. Like, it's not even like, oh, they could, like, just this one part out. It's like, it got the whole thing.
Well, I don't know what it is, but there's something obviously going on that's not engaging viewers on my live streams. I don't know what it is. Because I said that, that's it. So the whole internet now has to tear me a new asshole because Phil said something at the end of his stream on fucking Saturday. So that's it. So now you got these kids who literally, and I'm not kidding, this is not an exaggeration. There's kids who literally every day record my entire fucking stream illegally, which is completely illegal. You can't record anyone's live streams or videos on YouTube. They do it, and they take that one moment. They don't have any of the discussion about how my business is down, how I really need help, and I'm trying to get suggestions for improvement. And one of the major suggestions for improvement has been to cut down on live streaming. And we had this whole experiment this week with Pokemon that if attendance stayed up, that I would keep streaming, and that it didn't stay up, and all of a sudden it was down, and I was very disappointed that none of that in context. The one thing that's put up, Phil saying, man, these people are really lazy because they're not coming out to watch my streams. Of course that makes me look like a fucking piece of shit. Of course it does. And people will say, well, how's it out of context if you said it? Because you didn't give the whole fucking perspective of everything that's been going on for the past fucking month. Of course it's out of context. Of course it makes me look bad.
Of course.
Duh. But the problem is people don't fucking do the research. They don't take the 5 seconds to figure out what the situation was. Instead, they just watch the one thing and say, well, Phil's a piece of shit. Wow. Phil is a major piece of shit. To say something like that makes Phil a piece of shit. And you know what? If I knew nothing about myself, and I knew nothing about my 8 years on YouTube, and I knew nothing about the frustration and what I'm going through right now with my business, and I knew nothing about any perspective whatsoever, and all I saw was a video that says, DSP Gaming says his viewers are lazy, and I clicked on it, and the one thing you hear is, wow, my viewers are lazy because they didn't come to my live stream, I would hate me too. But that's not reality, and that's not life, right? That's not the truthfulness of the situation. And quite honestly, that's why people hate me on YouTube. That is definitively #1 the reason that people hate me on YouTube. It's not that I said that. It's that some fucking idiot spins it to say that's the only thing Phil ever said. Here's the negative thing Phil said. It would be like if President Obama of the United States at one time was really frustrated about one thing and he made an underhanded or a comment that really wasn't characteristic of 95% of the stuff that Obama would ever say, and he said this one thing, but that's the only thing that was on the fucking internet today was Obama said this one thing. Everyone would think that he's an asshole, right? But the bottom line is that he has all this other positive spin coverage too. And that's the thing is, I don't get the positive spin. All I get is the negative. For years, let's watch an entire 15-hour playthrough of what Phil did and take the 1.5 hours out of it where he really sucked and or was really frustrated and or said stuff that could be, you know, insinuated as being insulting, take it completely out of context of the whole playthrough and say this was his playthrough of this game, when in reality that's not what it was. It was a 15-hour long playthrough where for a good 10 plus hours the content was good, there was fun stuff, I was succeeding at the game, I wasn't blaming the game developers, I wasn't going crazy swearing and insulting people. But that's the thing. Take the one negative out of context, make the video about it. Well, hands off, and I got my views for today, making Phil look like a piece of shit. And that's what it is. That's the reality of my daily existence here on fucking
Perfect.
YouTube.
It's over.
All right. Now, here's the thing.
Here's the
I
thing.
want to say something. I want to say thank you to those
Okay, where are we
who,
in
from
this
an
video?
outside perspective, see this, all right? And they kind of, like, wake me up to reality.
Okay, I'm gonna
'Cause
stop
the bottom
playing
line
Final
is,
Fantasy VII
you know,
right
yesterday
here.
the stream went offline, and I didn't think anything of it. And I uploaded my videos like usual, and I played Watch Dogs and all this, and I really didn't hear anything. All day, I didn't hear anything. And all of a sudden, overnight, apparently, I got a bunch of tweets. In regards, it's Rich from Review Tech USA,
Whoa.
who watched the video
Rich?
from the kid who steals my stuff on a daily
the
basis,
kid.
that piece of shit, watches this
That
fucking
piece of
out of context
shit.
video, and he tweets me and he says, Phil, you know,
Fucking
this
idiot.
video is the reason why people are turned off to your streams and turned off to you as a person on YouTube and your content. This is why people hate you on YouTube, because of comments like this. And I look at it and immediately I'm like, but this is a completely out of context comment. Right? It's the one moment of weakness where I said something bad that I openly admit now. I apologize for it. It was wrong. I shouldn't have said that, and it's certainly not the case. I don't think my viewers are lazy. That's bullshit. And that was just the frustration of it just coming out of me and me saying it wrong. I don't think my viewers are lazy. I just think there's something fucking going on, and I gotta figure out what it is, right? What is that core thing that doesn't keep someone engaged for a live stream? I don't know what it is right now. I don't get it, you know? And so, you know, he said, you know, this is the kind of thing that happens that makes you look bad. And, you know, I appreciate that feedback, but what I wish Rich wouldn't do would be saying that publicly on Twitter.
Yeah,
because
Rich.
then what happens is, oh, wow, Phil said that. Phil's a piece of shit. They don't see in context. Again, Rich sees it.
Come on, Rich.
And Rich
wake up.
kind of knows my history, and Rich
We're
kind
gonna
of
play
knows there's a
Zelda,
bunch of
okay,
kids
guys?
who
We're doing
fucking
Zelda.
make it their
We're
life's
doing some
work to
Zelda
just
shit.
make my life miserable. He gets that, because he gets a lot of that, too, on YouTube. He gets a lot of that kind of hate. In fact, a lot of the same people who hate on me hate on him on a daily fucking basis. So it's kind of weird that we have nothing to do with each other. We barely ever talk. We have, like, no relation. Even our content is vastly different, yet we still get the same kind of hate. So obviously there you're kind of seeing a pattern, right? And it doesn't really have to
Right, you
do with
see
the
the pattern?
content or whatever someone's coming out. It just seems that there's certain people that gravitate towards other people on YouTube and attack the fuck out of them. I'm just saying. But anyway, Rich sees this and he tweets it, and he's well-intentioned, and I appreciate that he tweeted it, because I look at it and I'm like, wow, Rich is right. Looking at just that moment of what I said, completely out of context, makes me look like a piece of shit. And
I kind of
he's
forgot
absolutely
the
fucking
order
right.
that I'm supposed to do this part, by the
And
way.
I shouldn't say stuff
I
like
wanna say
that
it's
publicly.
3,
And that's
2, 1.
a shortcoming of mine, because I'm so real, because I talk about this stuff with you, and I share this personal experience with you on YouTube all the time. Stuff like that, that's a mistake, comes out, and that's what becomes the focus of the negative assholes on YouTube, right? But at the same time, I don't think Rich realizes that when he makes tweets like that, especially when it's 5 in the fucking morning for me and I'm asleep and I can't respond to it, that all it does is cause problems for me. Because when he tweeted that, immediately all his viewership went and watched the fucking video. So all that happened is that hundreds, if not thousands, of people who follow his Twitter went and watched the video and said, wow, you guys piece of shit. Instead of understanding the whole situation, the whole context of everything. So I really wish, and I actually just said this on Twitter, I really wish that if other YouTubers want to have some kind of a discourse with me about what's going on or whatever, PM me or email me, you know, darksidephil@hotmail.com. It's easy to reach me. And Twitter is not always the best avenue to do that, especially when you know that there's going to be a public eye on stuff like that. And the bottom line is, yeah, maybe a couple hundred to a couple thousand people may have seen that video.
Oh
of
my
that
god,
idiot
come
who records
on.
everything that I do, the out of context, you know, video.
Oh my god,
Okay,
Navi,
but now
shut
because
the
Rich
fuck up.
tweeted it, now a lot more people are going to see it, and that's actually negative to me. It actually hurts me, even though it makes me understand,
God,
oh wow,
Navi,
I see
shut
what's going
up.
on. It ends up hurting me even further. I don't think he gets that. Okay?
Yeah.
So now to end this video, allow me to explain many things, because I want to clarify for everyone
Why doesn't
definitively
Rich
the
ever
truth
think about
of the matter. Because the bottom line
Phil?
is what you hear from everyone else on the fucking internet, and what you hear from this video over here, and this tweet over here, and these shitheads over here is not the truth. What you hear from me is the bottom line when it comes to myself and my stuff, alright?
Alright.
Number one, I am not quitting Pokemon Moon. There is this big mass just misunderstanding. I must have gotten like 20 to 30 messages in the past day. Are you quitting Pokemon Moon? I'm like, no.
No.
Where did anyone get that idea from? Never once ever in this entire discussion did I say that I was going to stop playing this game that I love. And then I give it, well, Phil, since you're quitting Pokemon Moon, you're a piece of shit. You're only doing this for money, obviously. I'm like, What?
What?
I'm not quitting Pokemon Moon. I love the game. I haven't even looked at viewership on YouTube to see if the videos are getting any views. I don't care. Pokemon Moon is the kind of game that I know I can play at length. It doesn't have to be a rushed game. It could be a game that I play at length and I balance with other games. So even with other company games like Final Fantasy 15 and other stuff, I can play Pokemon Moon potentially on and off till the end of the year as a fun playthrough, right? And I don't feel any pressure. Right? I don't. I feel like the least pressure of all the games I'm playing, I feel like that's like the least pressure kind of game where I could just play it at my own pace and have fun with it. It just so happens right now, it released on Friday, I'm having a ton of fun with it, so I'm playing it heavily now, but I'm not pressured to have to rush and finish the game or anything like that. And I don't understand where this mentality is coming from, that people think I'm quitting the game. I never said that. I may stop live streaming it, but I'm not quitting it. That's when I'm really enjoying a game, I'm not going to just quit it out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I'll find a way. If I'm really enjoying a game, I'll balance it. And now I'll make a comparison here. Compared to a game that I'm doing and I'm really not enjoying it, I'm not going to continue it. And there's a lot of people who, well, Phil didn't finish this playthrough and Phil quit this playthrough. He rage quit this playthrough. If I'm not enjoying it, why the fuck would I keep playing it?
That hit me.
You know? That's my mentality.
You know?
The whole reason I'm doing videos for YouTube is to play games, to show you what the games look like from a common gamer's perspective, to express my opinion on that game live, and if it's a game that's great, I'll keep playing it, and if it's a game that's okay, I'll probably still keep playing it. If it's a game that I feel is absolutely god fucking awful, like Homefront this year, are you fucking kidding me? Why the fuck would I have continued to play that piece of shit? No Man's Sky? I gave that game more than enough of my fucking time, and it's a fucking stinking piece of crap. You know what I mean? I will stop playing them. So, yeah, I love Pokemon Moon. There's no reason why I would stop. I mean, yeah, it might be balanced. It might be a drawn-out playthrough. I'm not going to quit playing Pokemon Moon. All right, that's number one. Number two, please, I have to implore you. When you see or hear something that I say that seems out of context, that seems weird for me, Phil normally wouldn't just insult the viewers out of blue and say that they're lazy. I mean, Phil live streams 365 days a year. Phil puts out gameplay videos 365 days a year. Out of the 365 days, were there 2 days this year where maybe he said something that didn't seem right? You know what I mean? But that's the focus that everyone gotta talk about, because they gotta get their cheap views, they gotta get their cheap attention, because they're scumbags. Those people have nothing to add positively to the planet. They don't. Because when you focus only on negativity, that means you have nothing positive or constructive to say.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they exist, because they can get attention for themselves by feeding off of the moment of weakness of someone else. So I had this one moment of weakness, right? Please, when you see stuff like that, don't take it as the end-all fucking be-all of who I am, all right? And I know now I'm really only talking to my core fan base, and it's far too late for a video like this to have any kind of impact on the commonality of the YouTube viewer. The common YouTube viewer thinks I'm a piece of shit, because there's so many videos out there of those moments of weakness that are out of context. You don't understand the situation and where I'm coming from and why I would have been so frustrated or just so overwhelmed at the time that I would say something stupid. Right? That stupid thing becomes me. It becomes synonymous with me as the person on YouTube, and people look and say, wow, when I search for DSP Gaming, Phil said this nasty about his viewers today. He said this nasty about something 6 months ago. Oh my God, last year in 2015, Phil said this and this and this. Wow, did you know that in 2010, Phil was on Blip TV, and he made a joke about the Jews and Nazis?
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Whoa,
Once
dude.
ever, Phil made a horrendous joke, learned his lesson, never made that kind of joke ever again, and repeatedly apologized for it and explained that that joke was actually copied off of the Howard Stern show, which is a completely different animal than what people thought it was. But man, we still got to bring that shit up, right? And that's the thing. People just find these moments of things. I'm not even kidding. That moment in 2010, people still bring up to this day. And it's like, are you kidding me? 6 fucking years ago, you still bring it up? One thing that happened? And it's just out of control. So this video is obviously not for the common YouTube viewer. I really don't feel that a vlog like this, nothing that I do at this point, would ever make people change their common opinion about me, because there's so much of that. Take the one moment of weakness, and that's become who I am on YouTube, because I show those moments of weakness. How many other YouTubers have these pre-streams, have these behind-the-scenes videos, have vlogs like this?
What was that
A lot of
about?
YouTubers, it's just the content. Here's the content. This is all you see of me, right? And that's it. And I'm not like that. You know, I've always had this interactive relationship. Like I said at the very beginning of this video, this interactive, organic relationship with my viewing audience. And it is a double-edged sword because in a lot of ways it's great to have that transparency and to feel like I have this personal connection with the people who have made me popular on YouTube and allowed me to do this as a job. But at the same time, when I have a moment of weakness, it stabs me right in the fucking foot or the ass or the balls or whatever the fuck you want to say, right? And it really does frustrate me. So please, when you hear that shit, you gotta understand, the one moment, when you think of that one moment when I did something fucked up, please compare
I don't remember
the other ridiculous amount of
order.
moments where I didn't fuck up and the amount of enjoyment that you got out of my stuff. Because I think, unfortunately, what happens on YouTube is you get this kind of black and white judgment system, right? It's either the person's amazingly good or a piece of shit. It's one or the other. There's no gray area. Now, in reality, we're all a gray area. We're all human. We all have positives and negatives. We don't all show them publicly on YouTube, but in reality, we're all like this. We all have moments of greatness and moments of weakness. And for me, because the moments of weakness have been the focus on YouTube for so many people, that's why I'm seen as such a negative thing on YouTube when so many others don't show that side of anything, you know? And when I come out here and I make a video and I say, man, I feel my videos are the best Let's Plays on YouTube because they're raw and unedited and I'm not doing a paid advertisement like these other shills and I'm not doing the cheap thing over here like a reaction video to a movie or a trailer for cheap views because I'm busy working on games. Yes, I do feel pride in my own work. Yes, I do feel that what I'm doing is good, but I'm not saying that other stuff can't also be good, but when I say stuff like that, people take it that way because it kind of sounds like that.
How did you know our secret?
I don't always express myself the right way, and people take that shit and say, oh, you're so elitist, and you're so fucking up in your high castle of, you know, your ego, and you don't understand that you're not the best thing on YouTube. No fucking shit.
No
like,
fucking
of course
shit.
I know I'm not the best thing on YouTube, right? Now, I
Strike
don't
with
think
your
that the
sword
things that
while
are
she's
popular on
stunned.
YouTube are necessarily
Okay.
the best things on
Oh,
YouTube
Queenie,
either.
sorry about
I
that.
actually think that there's a lot of high quality stuff on YouTube that no one sees because of the way YouTube works. And I've said that for years, that YouTube system now is broken to the point where people can just follow a formula. And because they follow a formula, they get popularity on YouTube and make money, which is ridiculous because YouTube is not supposed to be a website where you follow a formula of production values, of having big bucks, and you know, putting a ton of time and effort into a fucking highly produced video to put out on YouTube like it's a highly made television program, and then you put it out and now it gets 1 million views. That's not what YouTube is about. That's never what it's been about. But ever since Google bought it out, they completely fucked the business and changed it into something it's not.
They fucked the business.
And it's terrible to see what they've done with this business because it is a shame that you cannot do what I became popular for on YouTube. It can never become popular again. People all the time say to me, Phil, how do I become a Let's Player like you and get popular? And my answer is you can't. You can't. You can't do that on YouTube anymore. That's not what YouTube is. YouTube changed their entire business multiple times to the point where if you just do something like that, a grassroots effort, it'll never become popular. They have completely destroyed that. And I understand that. I'm not stupid, but I'm lucky enough that I started early enough that I
this
still
is kinda
have a
creepy.
viewer base for what
I'm
I
gonna be
do,
honest.
and I need to find a way to
creeped
maintain
out.
that and somehow find a little
I don't
bit
like
of growth.
this.
And that's the problem is every time I get a little bit of growth, it leaves. Earlier this year, I had a ton of growth. All my channels were doing better, and then all of a sudden this summer, and I have no explanation why, and no one can tell me why. Not one person has stepped up and said, definitively, here's what happened, Phil. You said this, and it turned everyone off. No one said that. And it wasn't like, you know, it's just, how could it be popular one day and unpopular the next? I don't get it. You know, KO Gaming was doing ridiculously well. Ridiculously well. And then all of a sudden, the videos just don't get attention anymore. I'm like, what happened? I didn't change. I'm putting out the same kind of quality content. I'm covering the new games. This is what people said they wanted to see for the rest of the year. Where did the attention go? Why do I have 24,000 subs on KO Gaming and I'm only getting like 5,000 to 7,000 views a video? I don't know. What happened?
What happened?
How do you get that much job? I don't get it. If anyone can figure that shit out, that's what I need to fucking know, alright? I don't need to hear the one moment of weakness where I insulted my, you know, I insulted people because I was fucking so frustrated about stuff, and obviously I'm an idiot for saying that, and I apologize for it. That doesn't help. And I think that's these idiots who they think that well, we're just exposing Phil and we're making him see who he really is so that he'll improve. That doesn't make me improve, you idiot! Putting a one out of context video on the internet doesn't fucking help me improve. Are you that stupid?
Yeah,
you all must
stupid.
be. Because that only kills me. All you're gonna do
It
is make me
kills him, dude.
completely
It
be
kills
destroyed
him.
and never be able to make a video again that anyone would ever want to watch. Because every time they search for DSP or DSP Gaming, they see Phil insulted his viewer base, says they're lazy. Phil made a Nazi joke. Phil did this, Phil did that. And they see these 30, 40 occurrences over an 8-year span that make me look nasty. And of course, the This Is How You Don't Play videos, rather than, oh, the 40,000 fucking great gameplay videos that I've put up on the internet, the hundreds of reviews that I've put up on the internet. So anyway, to conclude, thanks for listening. Had to get this off my
You're
chest.
welcome, Phil.
I apologize for being stupid and being human and saying dumb things every once in a while. Understand that's not the end-all be-all of who I am, okay?
I'm sorry for being
I would
stupid.
hope that at least there's enough intelligent people when you see something like that, you say, now wait a minute.
Wait a
You know,
minute.
Phil's been around for 8 years. I'm pretty sure that he doesn't just fucking say stuff like that all the time. And, I want to get to the bottom of this. And someone like Rich from Review Tech USA, right? He sees it and he's like, now wait a minute. Now, Phil wouldn't just say this all the time, and this is bad, and then he tweets about it, and that's good, but it's also bad,
It's also
you got something
bad.
to say, anyone, I mean this, send me an email, darksidephil@hotmail.com. You can PM me on Twitter, which I think you can send PMs. I don't even know. There's multiple ways you can reach me without making shit public like that. You know what I mean? Because all it's going to do is just incense more people, right? Because now, even though Rich is well-intentioned, I am very appreciative because he basically calls me out on me doing something really stupid. Okay, but then I look at, well, great, because now there's going to be 1,000 people who see that and hate me even more. That's just what I needed today when I wake up, right? Getting ready for my live, I wake up in the morning, get ready for my live stream, I look on Twitter, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
God damn it. Another day where I just want to fucking play games and have fun, and I got to deal with more of this fucking stupid drama, and it is what it is. It's life. That's the life of a YouTuber. At least that's been my life. I know a lot of YouTubers don't put up with this kind of shit. They don't have to. I do. That's been my life since I started on YouTube, and I guess it's going to be till the day that I fucking stop. It is what it is. But anyway, I wanted to make this video. I'm not quitting Pokemon Moon. I don't think that my viewers are lazy. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. Yes, shortly I'm probably not going to be live streaming as much anymore. In fact, today's probably the last stream of Pokemon Moon. And it is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's reality. Okay? And
That's
I apologize
reality.
for being human and for showing that weakness, as often as I do.
I'm
try not to do it all the time.
I'm
but
sorry
that
for
comes
showing my
out,
weakness.
and I fuck up.
Getting angry.
And I hope that there are at least enough people who understand how life works to know that, wow,
how
if we
life
made a
works,
mistake, well, he'll
dumb
come back
fuck.
from that mistake and will provide us now with months and months of entertaining content before hopefully he makes another stupid mistake. That's just life. I don't really have much else to say besides I'm sorry,
Sorry.
I say stupid shit like that. And I'm glad that there are people who call me out on it fairly versus people who just make it seem like that's all I am on YouTube. Okay. That's it, everyone. Thank you for listening. Right now, I probably have to call my parents. Shit. I just realized I have about half an hour to call my parents before my stream starts. And then I'm back to work. So
Whoa.
that's it. Thanks.
Thanks.
What's going on, everyone? DSP here with...
Alright. After this cutscene, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Let's just put up a bullshit video. The sacred triangles. The sacred triangles. I love the sacred triangles. The sacred triangles, yes. The sacred triangles. Whatever, nothing to watch. I should put like an ending soon thing. I haven't done that. The tree's gonna die soon, guys. The tree is about to die. Go to Hyrule and do something. Do something about the bullshit. I'm gonna look up who to raid. Who to raid? Who to raid? Let's see. Oh, Yeah, Raiden Retro. See ya. See you next time. See you later, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. And remember, the Deku Tree died for you. He died for you. And it's a good thing. Those on Switch, hope you enjoy retro playing Final Fantasy X, everyone's favorite Final Fantasy. It's coming to Switch too, the goated console. Maybe that's what he's playing. Maybe he's playing the Switch version. Be sure to tell him that in chat, saying thank you for playing the Switch version of Final Fantasy X. The Switch is the best console. Thank you. Bye.
I feel like we're gonna massively